Hey everyone, how are y'all? Catherine, how are you? Hey Libra Moon, how are you? Gigi, how are you? Miss Ninja, how are you tonight? Hey Bullets, how are you? Ava and 9mm, how are y'all tonight? Hey Justin and Avery, how are y'all? Alright, y'all don't forget to put your chat on live chat and hit the thumbs up if you have not done so. Wilby, how are you? Alright, let's get Nightbot working tonight. Alright, email's pinned to the top of the chat if anyone needs it. Hey Shay, how are you? Big Al, how are you? Avery, while I'm thinking about it, did you see the article that I posted in Discord for you today and tagged you in it? Shay, yes, ma'am, I'm doing okay. Uh, Big Al, I'm feeling better. Okay, Avery, hold on, and I will re-tag you in it. It's the hold on, I gotta find the link. It's about the Megan Stedman case that we were talking about the other night when you were on panel. All right, I just sent it to you in Discord. Tech Death, how are you? So apparently, though, Avery, that article came out on the 17th. I don't remember what night it was that we were talking about it, but it's kind of an interesting article. Spirit of the Trees, how are you? OCD Shaggy, how are you? Y'all make sure that your chat is staying on live chat. Mine's done bounced off. And we've only been on here like 4 minutes. HT, how are you? All right. So we know that Kohbergers got a court date coming up on the Friday the 26th. The one at 11 o'clock that morning, we will not be able to watch. It is a sealed hearing. The one at 1 o'clock Pacific time, which will be 3 o'clock my time, will be open to the public. And then after they hear the arguments about dismissing the indictment, then they're going to go over and they're going to have a scheduling conference that will also be live streamed through the judge's YouTube channel. So I will be live streaming it as it's happening on Friday. The reason why, instead of just waiting and going over it that night, is because I've noticed that whenever they do stuff on the judge's YouTube channels, they don't leave it on there once they're finished. They take it down. So I will probably go live about 2:30 Central Time on Friday. So just giving everybody a heads up. There is a couple of different new court docs that came out. Some motions to seal. There's an objection and an order to seal. I'm going to go over those real quick. Okay, give me a second. Let me get them pulled up here. Miss Ninja, how are you tonight? I don't know what is up with chat tonight. Dan, how are you? Hey, Vapor, how are you? All right, so let's get through these documents. They're like a page each. Not a whole lot to them really, but I'm still going to go over them since I've went over every other one in this. All right, so the motion to seal states memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to seal. So this one says, comes now, the state of Idaho, bound through the Latah County prosecuting attorney, and respectfully requests that this court seal its memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to seal, as it addresses substantive matters of the grand jury exempt from disclosure under Idaho Court Administrative Rules 32 and the Idaho Criminal Rules. This was submitted on January the 19th, and Miss Ingrid Beatty and Mr. Thompson both signed it. Vapor, I'm doing good, thank you. Okay. So there is that one. I don't know why I have so many of these pulled up. Give me 2 seconds. We got too many objections and seals and unseals, and like they are completely getting crazy with this now. All right, so this is the objection to the defendant's motion to unseal. Yeah, as of right now, though, 9mm, there's just that one thing that the defense is wanting unsealed, that they basically blamed the state for the reason that they sealed it, but then said that it shouldn't have been sealed because it didn't fall under the rule. Kelly M., how are you? All right, so it says, comes now the state of Idaho, bound through the Latah County prosecuting attorney, and objects to the defendant's motion to unseal. In support of its objection, the state has submitted a memorandum objecting to the defendant's motion. The state has filed this memorandum under seal as it addresses substantive matters of the grand jury exempt for disclosure under the Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32 and the Idaho Criminal Rules. This was also done on the 19th, and Ingrid Beatty and William Thompson Jr. both signed this one as well. So the defense wants it unsealed. The state doesn't want it unsealed. These people cannot make up their minds. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Trying to keep it with the ones that I'm doing. And can everybody see these okay? Or do I need to zoom in a little bit more? All right, so this one is the amended motion to temporarily seal state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to unseal pending hearing. $9mm, I agree. Okay, thank y'all. So that way I know I don't have to zoom in anymore. If y'all can see it, okay. All right, so this one says, comes now, the state of Idaho, by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney, and respectfully requests that this court seal its memorandum in support of its objections to the defendant's motion to unseal, as it addresses substantive matters of the grand jury exempt from disclosure under the Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32 and the Idaho Criminal Rules. This one was done on the 22nd of January, so today. King Scarlet, how are you? Hey, Summer, how are you? JC, how are you? All right, y'all, we got 2 more left, and then we'll be done with all these. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Those boring ass reads. All right, so this one is the amended order temporarily sealing the state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to unseal the pending hearing. So based upon the state's motion to seal the state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to unseal filed herein and no objection from defense counsel, the court does hereby confirm and order that the state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to unseal, exempt from disclosure, and are sealed pursuant to the Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1, and for the reasons stated in the said motion, and until a hearing can be held on the matter. So that'll be another hearing that we will have to look forward to if they don't end up talking about it Friday. See, anyone see the Sons of Anarchy with Marilyn Manson? 9mm, yes, I have. I've watched that whole series like 12 times. Let me grab this last one. Hey, Lady V, how are you? All right, and then this is a temporary order sealing the state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to seal the pending hearing. That's pretty much says the same thing as the last one that I just read. The baby told me to tell you hello, Betty Jo. Tell her I said hi. Did you see Crumb's Lucan's video on motion to withdraw that was listed? Yeah, will be. I saw it, but that was placed under Bryan's name by accident. It was actually supposed to go under Chad Daybell's list. It's the same day and everything. And whenever it was under Bryan's name on the Idaho website, if you clicked on it, it would have still brought it the document up, and it would have showed that it was for Chad Daybell. Because if you go down and look under Chad's name on there, it's for January. It's put on there on January the 17th. Hold on one second, y'all, and then I'll read this. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. Seeing that doc, illegal today is Dan Davis. Yes, I saw that. And the one before this one. Yes, it is. I'll bring it back up. So yeah, they have it on there as the 23rd of January, which is tomorrow. So that could be the reason why they have the next article or doc, because it is for the 19th. Let me pull that one back up. Oh, this is the last one that we have. Okay, so this is basically saying the same thing. The date is different, though, and it's just based upon the state's motion to seal the state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to seal filed herein and no objection from defense counsel. The court does hereby confirm in order that the state's memorandum in support of its objection to the defendant's motion to seal, exempt from disclosure and are sealed pursuant to the Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1, and for the reasons stated in the said motion and until a hearing can be held on the matter. So more than likely, the reason why this one was put out after the other one is because of the date on there being wrong, and they just come in with another one and fixed it. All right, so that is all of the court documents as of right now that has came out on this. Let me grab the link. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? All right, y'all. How are you?
What's up?
Not a lot.
You feeling a little better out?
Wait, I can't hear you.
Feeling a little better?
Yeah, I feel fine today.
Good.
Yeah, just the last 2 days I felt like I've been ran over by a damn Mack truck, but
That's not a good feeling.
yeah, today
Never is. Never a good feeling.
Will be. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Are you feeling better?
Yes, I am feeling better.
I'm glad to hear that. I was worried about you.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine now. I think I just needed some sleep, was a lot of it, and I was able to get some yesterday and today. So, and will be the thing that, hey KK, that I was talking about. I can pull it up if you need me to and show you on the website.
I fully understand now. It was just odd, and
yeah,
I
it was
look at her whole video. I just kind of glanced at it, but
yeah, all it was is it was put, that link was put to Chad's documents under Bryan's name by accident, because on the list on the Idaho website, it has, hey Miriam, it has Bryan's name right above Chad's name. And so they just put it on there by accident and then removed it and put it down under Chad's, because it was, when Chad's attorney motioned to withdraw as counsel because he ain't getting paid and now he's got to work for free.
yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, that's all it was. And then, like I said, if you whenever they, even if they put them in the wrong spot, all you got to do is click on it.
When you click them, it tells you actually what it's.
Yeah, it would have went straight to it when it pulled it up. Just like when I pull them up for Bryan's, it would have pulled up as Chad Daybell's document.
Yeah,
So
I got you.
it was just put on there by
A
accident.
whole lot
that's
to
all.
do about nothing.
Pretty much, just a simple clerical accident. That's all it was, and they called it and
We're going to
and
see a lot of
fixed it.
those.
Yeah,
A lot
and
of
this
clerical
one,
accidents that cause a lot of delays. Here they come. Get ready.
yeah, that is true.
Time for the paper pushing.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of documents come out between now and Friday. It seems like there's going to be another hearing that we're going to have to wait for. Only thing that I'm ready to hear, though, is that scheduling conference that they're going to have after, hey, Ashes, after they hear the arguments over the dismissal of the indictment. I want to hear a trial date. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
the judge is aggressive and just sits them down and says, hey, here's what we're going to do.
I mean, that's kind of what he needs to do, it seems like. Like, this is enough. We need to get this on the road. This is what we're going to do. Here's all your deadlines. And let's get a date that is good for everybody, all counsel, and let's get it started. But I do have a question for y'all. Looking into this a little bit more, this is for panel and chat. I come across a video the other day from News Nation, and I'll play it in a minute. But Ashley Banfield, I'm trying not to laugh, y'all, honestly.
Okay, so you start with News Nation, then you go to Ashley Banfield.
Well, I mean,
Sorry, who's next? Daily Mail?
I don't pay a whole lot of attention to Daily Mail, so, but she brought up a good point about something. But then Jesse Weber comes in and kind of like tosses the point out the window. Okay. She brought up, could there be a chance that Bryan Kohberger is going to have 4 trials? 1 for each victim.
I don't think the state will even entertain that idea.
Yeah, I don't see them separating.
Well, Jesse Weber gets on there because she uses an example of another trial that happened, I think, down in Texas. And the way she was trying to play it off is if we have 4 different trials. Hold on, let me grab Lady V and get her up here. Lady V, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
Well, you talk fast. I was catching up on 2 times speed. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Now I need to slow down.
Hey, Thistle, how are you? She's about as smart as KK, I agree. Well, anyway, so the point that I think Ashley was trying to make, and she used an example that there was like, it was a case that came up that was multiple casualties in it. And they tried 2 of them. And then if they didn't get a conviction on that one, then they would have went to the other 2, but it would have given them multiple chances to get a conviction, especially with this being
So
a
if
DP
you
case.
screw one up, you get
You still have a
another
chance to get it, because, you know, if the double jeopardy factor comes in, that if you're found not guilty, you cannot be tried for that again. Okay. So Jesse Weber comes in and was like, I don't think that it's going to happen that way because of the double jeopardy factor. In a lot of places, when you have multiple casualties in one case, as we do with Idaho, then they all are considered one thing. So if you have a trial for one victim and you get a not guilty verdict in it, then you can't do the rest of them because they're all part of one thing. And so it would be considered a double jeopardy factor where you can't go and say, okay, well, we're going to do a trial now for, let's see, we got a not guilty verdict on the first victim, but we're going to try the next one and see what we can get on that one. It wouldn't work that way.
Yeah, because if he's not guilty of one of them, then how could you prove he's guilty of the other ones?
Right. And I think now, if it would have been like, let's say 2 at 11, or let's just say the 4 at 1122 King Road, and then he would have went that same night and did at another crime scene, and there was another victim, and multiple victims like that, like, or multiple crime scenes like that, they could have at that point. because I don't think it would fall under as it all being one thing. The 9mm.
Oh my
Uh,
lord. Besides the fact it's 4 different trials, 4 different, it'd
That's a
go forever and the expense is already outrageous.
right. It would be more money. You've got to pay. That's more money on legal fees. That is more money on experts. Then you've got the families who have to sit around one by one and wait for their a family member's trial to come up, while they're probably listening to all the other ones. So they have to listen to all the evidence and all the gruesome stuff that has happened in this case 4 different times.
Yeah, no.
So I kind of
Not
seen
right.
where she was going with it, but then when Jesse Weber came in and he threw out the double jeopardy thing, it made more sense why it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, 4 juries, hometown, that's true.
Yeah. So, oh wait, JC is backstage. JC,
Hey,
how are you?
You
I don't
muted.
know how long she's been sitting back here because I have my StreamYard covered up.
An eternity later.
Yeah, I don't think they've had somebody mention it in chat. They don't have the money for that shit. There's no way.
No, because just think of
They're
it's
turning a
so,
$4 million trial into a $16 million trial.
okay. Hold on, y'all. I need to check something real quick. So yeah, it would, because every time you go to trial and you have an expert, you got to pay them to come up and
Right.
give their expertise on whatever. You got to pay the legal fees. You got it's just I don't see it happening.
I
See,
don't
it's all
either.
the same. It's all the same evidence, so it makes
I
no
do have a
sense.
question though.
Put him in the house for one. In vapor, that is true.
What it? Hold on.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get in touch with. Where's my contacts at?
Now I have a question though, you guys.
Okay.
What? Okay. What if he did have help? And also,
Well,
are
if he had help and they can prove that he had help, then they can either, like they were going to do with Chad and Lori, and have the trials together, or they can sever the trials and have 2 different ones. Either way, it's still going to be all the same evidence.
and either way, they still need. If they think that he had help, then they need to go find the other person.
Right.
Who said he had help?
What's that?
Who's saying that he had help?
Well, I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying if they come out and say he had help. Now I have another question. Could it possibly be 2 different crime scenes because it was in 2 different places in the same place, or is it all conjuncted into one because it was all at the same
It's all in
address?
the same residence.
Yeah,
that'd
it's going to be
rough.
Be
one.
considered one event.
Yeah, it's going to be one. Hey, Betty Joe.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. When did she say
Betty
that
Jo.
case happened? 1913?
I don't. Did she even say a year?
Was this
No, I'm
Ann
just-
that was
I'm
saying that?
No,
I'm
it was
messing with
Ashley Banfield that was talking about that.
Oh,
She was using it as an example, and I can hold on, y'all, because
I'm just messing with you.
no, I know.
It was pre-true media. It was pre-TV media. It was really even pre-radio.
Because remember when he tried to go back to the Stone Age?
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's
So I'm
some funny
figuring,
shit.
give it a little
Laws
bit.
in
1913.
1400.
Thanks for bringing that one back, Betty Joe. That made me laugh. I remember
Yeah,
that. That was some funny ass shit.
that
I
was.
just think she is obsessed with Bryan though.
No, he didn't have no help. They can't try it. That's too much money for 4 different trials.
Yeah, it was.
Idaho don't have that kind of money.
If they thought that, it would have came out by now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it'd be like it's some sort of published
Yeah.
theory, and nobody's talking like that. So I don't see it.
I don't know. It's crazy to think that, though.
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to send a text to my son-in-law. Just give
I
one
mean,
second.
would that even be legal?
What, 4 different trials?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because it's
it
4
would
different
be.
people.
But then you'd
Yeah,
have
but it's
to
the same
prove.
thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all go ahead with the conversation. I need to mute for just 1 second so I can make a
Yeah.
phone call. So y'all go ahead though, and be good, please.
We will.
No,
Yeah, it's of the same thing because it would be the same evidence. But yes, they could have 4 different trials. But
Yeah.
do they have the money for that? No.
no.
Not in Idaho. Maybe
So there's
Florida,
no
California, or maybe Texas, but
right. So there's no purpose of even trying. Because not only that, it's the same evidence except for it's 4 different people. That's way too much money to have 4 different trials when it's all in the same house and it's
just
all the same evidence.
all same.
Yeah. Okay, a couple of them might have been stabbed different or whatever. You don't really know.
To say it does go to 4 trials, that gives the prosecution such an advantage. It's not even funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
I don't see it ever doing that. They can't barely afford this one.
Right.
They want more money for this one. Well, they did at
But
the
you would
time.
only. It would give the prosecution a really big advantage, though,
Yeah, it would a little bit.
because. But I'm sorry, but in this situation, if you find out that one person did it to one person, you're going to find out that the one person did it to the other 3 as well.
Oh yeah.
There was one person involved, I think.
Until he gets his day in trial. Which they
I
need to
just read
hurry up.
something that says where the evidence does not clearly distinguish between separate incidents, the rolling up of more than one criminal action into a single count is provided for by rule blah 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 of the criminal
It's a
procedure
lot
rules.
it's a lot of different things they got to go through just to have 4 separate trials.
I mean, that would be like.
That would be crazy.
Read that again, Wilby, would you?
It says where the evidence does not clearly distinguish between separate incidents, the rolling up of more than one criminal action into a single count is provided for by rule blah 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 of the criminal procedures rules.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's logical.
Ashley Banfield, never mind. I'll keep my comments to myself.
Yeah, I don't think this would even come close to qualifying for.
No.
She's obsessed with Bryan Kohberger. That's all.
Yeah, she is. She really is.
She's
I'll keep my
way out of.
comments.
Yeah.
Well, she got that burner phone so he can get a hold of her.
Okay, y'all, I'm back.
I wonder how many times he called her.
Oh my god.
Probably none.
My guess is 0.
I'm gonna email her and ask her.
Wait, who are we emailing?
Ashley Banfield.
Ashley Banfield.
Oh.
To see
They're
how many
saying
times
that
Bryan Kohberger
she's
called her.
obsessed with him, and I'm like, well, she does have that burner phone, so he can call her.
Oh yeah, she was all proud of that burner phone.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep my comments to myself about her.
Ashley Blanfield.
Hold on, y'all.
She probably writing him letters in secret. Nobody even knows about it.
Oh my gosh, one of those.
Nobody knows about it.
Now, Dan, he makes a good remark. He says there could be 4 civil trials. Well, yeah, I mean.
Well, yeah, civil trials.
That's completely different.
That's different.
Civil and criminal are 2 different things. And the burden of evidence is a whole lot different in civil.
Oh yeah.
Tonka, how are you?
If the parents wanted to, they could sue.
If
they could
if
do
he
a
had a
civil
pot
trial.
to piss in, they could after they convicted, they could have a civil trial and try to
Yeah.
get what little he has, which is zero. So
Well, not even.
it's
You
a
know,
waste of time.
he really don't have to be convicted either. To
Yeah,
do the
but
civil.
Well,
you
OJ
don't try
was.
to sue somebody who has nothing in a civil.
Oh, they did it to
Yeah.
OJ.
Well,
Well,
OJ
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 had
had something.
lots and lots of assets.
Yeah, OJ had
That's why
money.
they did it to OJ.
But what I was saying was he was not convicted and they still did a civil because that's like
Yeah, because he owned
Look,
2 or
that's
3
completely
rental
different.
car agencies and all kind of assets that they
No,
wanted to
he
get their
didn't
Yeah,
own
hands on.
them.
The Heisman
He was the face
Trophy.
of them.
he had money.
Yeah, he had
He did not
lots.
own them rental cars places. He was the
Oh,
face of
Tonka.
them.
Yeah, he had equity in those places.
Yeah,
though.
he might have had but he didn't own them.
Well,
But
he had
speaking of that,
all
though,
those
my
kinds
question
of
is
things, too.
this. My question is are the Kohbergers loaded? Because
No,
No.
No,
okay,
Because they
No,
couldn't
they're
afford to
not.
get him. They couldn't even afford to get him a lawyer.
yeah, they've been through 2 bankruptcies, I think it said, and all that. So
Okay.
no, they don't have
The,
any.
the
okay.
last bankruptcy they went to,
I
he
just
was
feel like I
17.
kind of got that impression because
No,
No.
because they
all
would
this
be there.
stuff that he was going
Remember,
through. But he's also got
remember
a
his parents had taken bankruptcy.
Hmm.
okay.
No way. If Bryan was to write a book, he couldn't make any money off of it.
Nope.
Nope.
He can't make a dime off of any of it.
No. Hold on, y'all. I'll be
Is
right
that-
back.
Is that like a legal thing?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. If he tried, and any profit that he would ever get, it would probably go to the parents of these students.
Okay.
So he ain't never gonna make no money.
Yeah, they made it a law.
That he can't or that you can't make a
No.
like
Because-
if you're
so you
the family or the victim, you can't, but anybody else can.
No, if you're the perpetrator of the crime, you cannot.
But what if it comes out that he's not?
Do you really believe he's not?
Well, then OJ wrote a book and made money on that one. So, if you're not convicted, no, that does not stand. But if you're convicted,
Yeah, if you're
because,
convicted,
because you had John Wayne Gacy and all these guys painting pictures, giving locks of their hair, all kinds of stuff, any kind of thing to where they can make money to put on their books. And they said no. Or then you got people that are in there that maybe are going to get out. So they wanted to do it for, once they get out. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, you cannot do
Can't
that
do
anymore.
that. That's a good thing because
Yeah.
yeah, because
Okay, I'm back.
if he's convicted, he can't make a dime.
My kids are gonna cause me have a damn heart attack. Jesus.
My little one went to sleep.
I wish mine would. Mine are grown.
She said, "Mama, tell Scarlett I said hello." I said, "Okay."
Okay, there is some background noise I heard a second ago whenever I was muted, and it's like super loud coming through my headset.
What does it sound like?
Like,
So he's rebuilding a motor or something.
Nope, not me.
I don't know what that is.
Clanking.
Well, if it's this kind of stuff, then that's me, and I will mute.
I think that's what it was.
Okay, I'll mute when I'm not talking.
Okay. All right. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to think and send a text at the same time. I don't know what I want to say. All right. Here is the video that I was talking about.
Oh, where she says it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. While I'm playing it, everybody mute for me, and then I'm gonna mute. That way, it's not giving background noise where people in chat can't hear it.
Okay.
I'm sure you are aware there are rules.
And can everybody hear it?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure.
In criminal procedure. If you're found not guilty, you can't be retried twice for the same crime in America. It's called double jeopardy. You know it. There are no do-overs. But tonight I want to talk about how Bryan Kohberger could theoretically be convicted of murder even if he's initially acquitted. You heard me, how the state could try him twice, thrice, maybe even 4 times. It's a long shot for prosecutors, I know, but it is not impossible. And for anybody who worried that Kohberger keeps winning all these small victories in the pretrial hearings, I want you to hold that thought for a hot minute. Case in point, just this week, a judge ordered the prosecutors to turn over some DNA evidence to investigators, to the defense attorneys. It's the evidence that the investigators used to link Kohberger to the crimes. The defense wanted it, prosecutors didn't want to give it. Judge said, you got it. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it does give the defense an opportunity to pick apart every single piece of the prosecution's case. And that could make a difference when it comes time for trial. I mean, apart from the DNA allegedly found on the knife sheath at the murder scene, which is huge, there's not a whole lot of evidence providing a solid link between Kohberger and the murders. And so if he can get that DNA tossed, convicting him could get a whole lot harder. And that is why prosecutors may need to get creative. Here's how. Try Kohberger separately for each of the 4 victims he allegedly killed. 4 separate trials, one after the other. 4 chances to get a conviction, 4 separate bites at that very same apple. And before you say that can't happen, it's happened before in a case with striking similarities. Follow me. On June 6th, 1996, police in Rowlett, Texas, responded to a report of a stabbing at a family home, nice home in a nice community, wealthy family. When the cops got there, they found 2 little boys fatally stabbed in the chest, and their mom had a stab wound to her neck, but she was still alive. The dad, seated there at the gravesite, he was with an infant sibling upstairs, and they were fine, those 2. The mom's name is Darlie Routier, and she told the police that when all of this happened, she was sleeping on the couch with her 5- and 6-year-old boys when suddenly she woke up to an intruder who was stabbing her, and he'd already killed her kids. Horror. But the police, they said they had spidey senses. They just didn't buy the story. And then they started to find a whole lot of inconsistencies in her story. And they said the physical evidence at the house, at the crime scene, actually pointed to the killer maybe being inside the home. So Darlie Routier was arrested and charged with both of the murders of those 2 little boys. And prosecutors got creative. They decided to try her for only one of the murders, her 5-year-old son, Damon. If she happened to be acquitted, they figured they could try her again for the second one, the 6-year-old named Devon. That's what you call 2 bites at the same apple. It turns out Darlie Routier was convicted, and she was sentenced to death in that first trial. And she's been on death row for the last 27 years. To this day, she has never been tried for the second little boy. She's never been tried for Devon's murder. No one has been. So what does all of this mean for Kohberger? For that, I'm joined by Jesse Weber. He is an attorney and a legal contributor for News Nation and an anchor on the Law and Crime Network. Also, very, very smart. And I call him a lot for help, like tonight. So, Jesse, where am I wrong in this strategy when it comes to Kohberger and 4 murders?
Ashley, you're never wrong. You're never wrong. But look, here's where I'll say the complication is. In the Routier case, that theory was never tested because she was convicted. The problem is when we talk about double jeopardy, even when you have multiple victims, the Supreme Court has said that is part of the same offense. and that can be double jeopardy. There's a case from the Supreme Court called Ash v. Swenson. I encourage everybody to check it out. It was about a robbery of multiple victims. And you had one of the defendants who was actually acquitted with respect to one of the victims, but couldn't be retried with respect to the others because it was all part of the same offense. Now, theoretically, is it possible prosecutors would say, hey, listen, let's just try him for 2 of the victims in the Idaho case, see what happens. They could make an argument that, it's 2 separate kinds of, we tried him for these 2 killings. We don't know what's going to happen with the other 2. I don't think it's going to be successful. I don't think they want to risk it. And even putting aside the issue of double jeopardy, this is a really tough case. I don't think a judge is going to want to have 4 separate trials that could potentially traumatize the family on top of the cost, the litigation of having 4 separate cases.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to.
Okay. All right. Now, did they say
but
what
actually,
year?
you're never wrong.
Oh,
I almost threw up.
She's special.
Okay. Did it say what year that case in Texas happened? Because I must have missed it in the midst of me texting 3 different people.
I think it was in the 90s.
Okay.
That
So
was
things could very well have changed between the 90s and 2024.
Exactly.
God, why not bring up a case 96? Thank you, Vapor.
Yeah.
Why not bring up a case if you're going to use a case as an example? Why not bring one up that's like
In the
recent.
2000s.
recent? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe like 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, something like that. Just, that's
That
Not
could be
back
the
in
most
96.
recent.
Not back in
out of
96.
the whole United States, that would be.
Well, that fits. The circumstances, maybe.
She's
Oh,
working real hard to find ones that fit, though. I bet.
Possibly.
Oh,
How many hours? I
she's-
wonder if
she's a wacko.
Yeah.
yo, wackadoo.
I don't know. So like I said, I came across the video the other night and was going to talk about it the night that I found it, but I ended up not going live that night. And so I thought I would get everyone's opinions on it tonight. And I need to exit off my damn YouTube because it is going
I
slow.
mean, it'd be waste of money. That money they don't have.
Money is a big thing.
True.
And does the judge really want to sit through 4 things of it?
No, because
No.
just they would basically
Does anybody want to sit through 4 things of it? No.
I don't.
I don't either.
Do it all together. It happened together. Do it together.
I think that would be very uncaring and extremely hurtful for the family to have to live through all 4
Well,
times.
yeah, because like, let's just say, for
It'd be
example,
torturous, actually.
Kaylee, for example, Kaylee's family. If let's just say they were going to have 4 trials, Kaylee's family, Maddie's family, all the other 3 families would more than likely go to all the ones that's not Kaylee's trial. Just as all the rest of the families would.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That is 4 different trials that each one of those families would have to sit through and hear over and over and over 4 different times the evidence, and that's just too much.
Yep.
Let's talk about the
Well, they're
pig in
going
the
to
corner
have
in
to
the
hear
room.
it.
Find me
They're gonna
4
have to hear it.
juries.
They're going to have to find it 4 times anyway, or hear it 4 times anyway, because they're going to go. Aren't they going to go
only
over?
have to listen to.
No, they would only have to listen to
4
it
of
once.
them, but it'd just
Once.
be one instead
But
of
find 4 juries.
Yeah.
exactly.
Good luck. They're gonna have a
When
hard time
there's one
finding
defendant in the same set of circumstances, I don't know if they ever have separated each other. It's usually when you have co-defendants.
Co-defendant. Sometimes, yes.
Kind of a
Sometimes
singular
separate.
event, but there's co-defendants, and one's arguing that this one is more responsible or less responsible.
Well, and that makes sense there, you
But with
know.
one person, the judge is going to push for, one trial.
And
Because
that's
you're
how it
using the
should be.
same evidence. You're not
one.
got the question of, who's involved more than the other.
Oh, he's
Blah blah
involved.
blah.
Okay, I'm trying to catch up on everything, y'all. That I was tonight's just a night. I'm sorry.
What, Scarlett? What was your thoughts on the Darnley case?
I don't know a whole lot about it other than what I just heard Ashley talk about, but
Mhm.
I'm glad she's on death row, even if they only had a trial for one baby. I'm glad she's on death row.
Yeah.
She was just evil.
Yeah, you can look at her and see that she's evil.
Yes.
I remember most of that case. It was, I don't remember
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
every
it.
bit of it, but I remember.
She's
I
the
mean, and
evilest
she was
person I've
just,
ever seen.
yeah, she was just narcissistic. She just wanted to not have kids. It's like,
Mhm.
why don't you just leave?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say I remember her case or the trial or anything, but I've watched the videos on it and stuff and know the situation and.
I don't understand these people. It's like, if you don't want the child, give the child to somebody else, or just like, I don't know,
Give it to me. I'll
call DCF and say, I'm sorry, I'm going to end up hurting this kid if you don't take it from me. Bye. I mean,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I don't know her case, but for some cases like that, for some parents, it's like, if I can't have them, then nobody
I don't
can.
want
Nope.
nobody to.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way in domestic abuse, but still, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll never understand it, Lady B, I'm afraid.
No, we
Nope.
won't.
And that's okay because we're not in that mindset.
Thank God.
Hey, Elsie, how are you? Okay, y'all. So, like I said, I come across the video the other night. I just kind of wanted to get everybody's opinions on it. I honestly, I seen the points she was trying to make, but then when Jesse came back in, he made a better point, and her point just kind of went out the window, hit a brick wall, and fell and hit the concrete.
Oh, yeah, but she's never wrong.
Well, she was wrong on this one because it just they literally. I mean, I thought the video was going to go a little bit longer and she was going to let him talk a little bit more, but they kind of cut him off when he didn't agree with her.
Exactly.
And
you notice
she
they
does
do that
all
a
the
lot.
time.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. When somebody don't agree with her, they cut them off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did to him. I don't know if Ashley is an attorney. I don't know her background other than the News Nation. Jesse Weber is an attorney. So I'm going to believe him over her. And I think on this one, she was wrong.
I don't think she's an attorney. I think she's just a reporter. Was a reporter and then went into News Nation.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember when she was on Fox.
If she was an attorney, she was an ambulance chaser, nothing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly not a trial lawyer. No way.
No.
Not
Okay.
I'll keep my
bats in the
comments to
belfry.
myself.
So can I ask you a question real quick, Scarlett? Because I didn't hear it when I first came on. How are you feeling? I didn't get to say anything today to you, but I heard you weren't feeling well. So I just wanted to check on you.
No, I feel fine today. I think a lot of it, I literally for the past 2 days felt like I've been ran over by a truck. Just body was hurting. I think a lot of it was I'm exhausted and I just needed sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, good.
So, but yeah, I feel fine. And yeah, that is what it is. But all the late night stuff and not getting a whole lot of sleep. 2 days, I went and only had 7 hours of sleep in 2 days. So
yeah, that
some
feeling.
late nights ain't getting it.
Right. So
I know that. I do that.
But so that's really all I had to talk about regarding Kohbergers' case. Like I said, I just wanted to get y'all's opinions on that. Miss Ninja thinks Jesse Weber is nice to look at.
He actually is.
Oh my God, Kelly. Wait, who said he actually is?
I did.
Oh, Betty Joe.
9mm said she has a political justice degree.
Okay, thank you, 9mm. Okay, let me make sure. I'm trying to keep up with my chats.
Yeah, and she got that at the college at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, y'all. These kids are running me crazy.
Well, just be glad they're driving you crazy and not ignoring every move. So.
Oh no, my daughter was doing that earlier. That's why I almost had a fit.
Oh, well, that's different.
Until I blew her phone up, and then she finally called me back. Hey, Layla. Wait,
it's like you're going to answer me.
Oh, she knows. If I have to text more than twice and I don't get a response, what's going to happen?
My mom used to do that.
I'm coming for you.
Yes.
I never
Ashley
ignored my
Banfield
mom, though.
once sang in a rock band. I did not know that, Avery.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
She had a journalism law fellowship from how do you say it? Loyola.
Oh, Loyola.
Yeah,
Well, good for her.
law school.
I don't think she
okay.
graduated.
So I guess that combines knowing a
God.
little bit about the law and more about journalism, or just a little bit
Well,
about both.
I
I've
was
watched
getting ready to
every
say
Law and
maybe a
Order.
little bit
Thank
about
you.
both.
Well, you got to have Law and Order. You got to have CSI.
I've watched them
Honor
all
SVU.
multiple times.
What was the
No.
court show with Judge Wapner? What was it?
People's Court.
Yes, you got to have that too.
The
Oh
People's
yeah,
Court.
I watched all those too.
Well, see, I watched all that. I can become a lawyer.
Yep.
I was watching. There's a judge that does Zoom court. Not to change the subject, but a quick funny. And she's talking to this girl, and she's obviously a meth addict, and she's grilling her, and she's like, "Is there anyone there with you? Well, where are you?" And they figure out where she's at, and while they're on the Zoom meeting, the sheriff calls another state, has the sheriff show up at her door while on the Zoom
Awesome.
meeting. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen that
I
one.
don't
Is it
think.
funny? I'm gonna find it. And I'll send it to you so you can look at it. Maybe you might want to just on a random night when we're just talking about whatever.
Oh,
Is
I want to see it.
freaking funny. This girl just
Shows up.
all of a sudden the sheriff's at the freaking door and she's like,
Yep.
I'm caught. I'll
I've
find it.
seen that one.
Yeah, send it
there
to me
are
whenever you find it.
4 states you can still take the bar without having gone to law school.
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
that's
want them
hard.
as my attorney.
What
Well,
states
years
will
and
you
years
need?
ago, back in like the early
I'd
1900s,
take you.
Hey,
a lot of people didn't go to law school. They just took the
Frank
bar exam.
Abagnale did it in Louisiana.
There's a few that's done it.
The
without
Catch Me If You
going.
Can guy.
Washington, Vermont,
I don't guess I've
California,
heard of
and
him.
Virginia are the only states left.
Have you ever seen the Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he's an airline pilot and a lawyer and a doctor?
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
did good.
Yeah, he
No.
actually, that's a true story. He passed the Louisiana bar.
Oh. I still wouldn't want him as my attorney.
Oh, he was brilliant.
Oh, no.
He was brilliant though.
So all you have to do is go take the bar in that state.
Yeah, if you can pass it, yeah.
Some training is required, but you don't have to go and go to law school.
I mean, if you can get up there and argue in a courtroom with the judge and keep it classy with the judge, but argue back and forth with either the defense or the state or whatever, hell, anybody can be an attorney.
I can do that.
Yep.
Oh, I could too.
That's why I said I'd have you as my attorney.
They may not know what the hell I'm talking about, but I could probably get you off. I'd come up with something.
She was on my side, okay?
So it's Vermont, California.
Vermont, Washington, California, and Virginia. And it says, although they must have some law school experience, and you probably have to go to each state to find out. But like I say, back in the early part of last century, most lawyers did not go to law school. They just studied and passed the bar.
Right.
You know, like Brian Kohbergers. Going back to the Stone Age.
Oh, Lord.
You okay, baby?
I don't know. I wouldn't want somebody who hasn't had the actual training needed to become a defense attorney to defend me.
Not like, in the year of our Lord, 1 BC, this was this law.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous, that whole... And I think that might have been one of the first documents that I didn't read completely through because of all the ancient times that they put in there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and very few lawyers are trial lawyers. I mean, most lawyers practice other kinds of law. I mean, very few lawyers are actually experienced in trial law because very few cases end up going to court.
I should have been in.
Hold
Should've
on,
been
I'll
a
be right
lawyer.
back. I'll be right back, y'all.
I should have been a lawyer.
Sometimes it's like, yeah, but then you look at some of the people who are lawyers and you're like,
No.
I don't know. One of my best friends is a lawyer. I don't know.
I would be able to look the person in the eye and tell if they were lying.
Well, I just don't
And
know.
if you're lying, I'm done with you. You defend
Well,
yourself.
she's in a small town, and I don't know. I don't know what her clientele is. I guess.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm trying to coordinate something here. I'm literally doing 5 things at one time. So,
You always are.
Jesus.
But tonight it's
Baby
real.
Joe's gonna grow up to be the greatest lawyer Sherlock Holmes combo in the world.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
she started young.
Yeah, she did.
She's going to have
Okay.
her own YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so
She don't
funny.
believe any YouTuber has their toxicology reports.
She just had a sneezing fit in her sleep.
Aww. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to catch up in chat real quick, y'all. Okay,
I
so
dropped it. I dropped it in back chat. It's a condensed version. It's only 5 minutes.
Okay, hold on.
So-
I'll grab it in just 1 second. Layla, are you talking about the tox report for the Idaho 4? I'm not. I haven't kept up with your whole conversation in chat, but if that's what you're talking about, I think I know where you saw it at.
Oh Lord, it's not even out.
No, it's not. And it does. What the thing that I saw did not have their names on it. It was not an official report. So we don't know if that's even legit what was put out. I'm not going to say that it's not, but we don't know if it is or not. So
Yeah, no.
okay, let me grab this video. Okay.
Yeah, you can start it at like 1 minute, and it'll be like less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
But it is really, really funny. I'm sure if anybody in the chat's seen it, they're probably.
Oh wait, it's got music.
No, I don't think so.
At 1 minute and 6 seconds, it does.
It should. Shouldn't be no music on it at all.
If you started at 43 seconds, it's courtroom. The one that it just dropped in back chat?
Yeah, it's got music on it.
I don't hear any music.
It should, because it's just the.
Okay, wait. Let me click on it again.
If you started at 50 seconds, there's no music.
50 seconds. Let's see. I'm hearing music.
I'm watching it right now. There's no music.
Huh?
I'm watching it right now. And there's no music on it.
Are you watching it with the sound on?
Yeah.
Because every time I hit play, there's music. Like you can hear the judge talking, but there's music. Like a background music to it.
It's A&E. It's an A&E video.
Okay, hold on. Unless something's happening to me and y'all are trying to punk me or something.
I would not punk you.
Okay, can somebody in chat grab the link and go to the video and tell me if y'all
I
hear
hear
music?
some kind of
I would be too fearful to punk you.
mood
Yeah, I
Not
can hear
music,
music.
It's like background electronic music. It's not a song.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's copyrighted song.
Yeah, but I can still get a strike for it though.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it.
Wait, A&E copywriter strikes. Okay, well, I just put the video in the link to it in the chat. I don't.
Once they start talking in court, there's no music. At 50 seconds, there's no music.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to.
Or just drop the link and let people watch it on their own. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's
about
worth
a minute.
It's worth 5 minutes.
No,
when you get to a minute, the music starts back up.
Yeah, it does. You're stop.
Yeah, it does. It's like that. It's like a non.
That's the theatrical background music.
Yeah, it's like something that they use like when you first start your StreamYard stuff, where it's
like that.
Whatever.
Like that
They
horror
get you
type
the mood.
music. So there is the link though. That's the one that Big Al left in back chat for everybody. I'm gonna save it.
Yeah,
that way I can go back and watch it. This blonde-headed chick though, she looks.
I promise it's funny. It's worth 5 minutes of your day. It really is.
It's funny.
Well, I've got it saved.
Once she realizes the cops are at the door, it's like she's like super cool and she's like totally lying about where she is and she thinks she's totally getting away with it, and then all of a sudden
I'm watching it.
She realizes she's caught.
The waterworks start, and then it's oh my god, please don't arrest me. It's great.
It's like, well, you shouldn't have done what you did. You wouldn't be arrested.
They've got if you look after you watch that and look for her, there's like 6 different videos with her and that same judge, and it just gets progressively worse. It's so funny
with the charges and stuff.
That judge does kind of look like she's like one of those hard judges that you don't want to have to deal with if you have to go to court.
She has another one where it's a domestic DV case, and the guilty guy is actually in the house with the female, and he walks by the camera and she catches it.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that one
she
too.
flips out and sends the cops there too.
Yep.
Some people are just dumb. Now, Millimeter, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us. It was so good to see you.
Right up there with the guy who got caught rolling a blunt between cases.
That is so dumb.
Yeah.
And if y'all have not hit the thumbs up, please do so, because it only shows we get 64 likes with 94 people in here. Okay.
It's pretty heavy duty slacking, guys. Come on.
Now, Millimeter, we love you, and you stay safe as well. Did y'all hear today about the manhunt that was going on in, is it Joliet, Illinois?
No.
Okay.
Somebody escaped the prison there?
No, there wasn't an escapee. This dude here was, he was involved with 2 different, well, it would be 9 people total shot.
Wow.
Oh my.
8 of them deceased.
Whoa.
There was 7 of them that were all kin to each other. And out of those 7, there was 5 in one house, 2 in another house.
Oh my God.
And they were looking for this guy. His name was Romeo Nance.
Romeo, oh Lord.
And he's like 23 years old. Considered armed and dangerous. They had his car description, had his description, had the license plate and everything out. You know, if you see him, call us. Be careful. Well, I just saw somebody posted in Discord that he has now died from a self-inflicted wound. After being
in Texas.
Yeah, I just saw that in Texas. I didn't see that part.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay, so it says the man wanted in the shooting deaths of 7 people in Joliet has died from a self-inflicted wound after being located by U.S. Marshals in Texas.
Oh my Lord.
Let's take the coward way out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he is, like I said, it's a total of 9 people. The ninth person was hit in the leg, so his was non-life threatening wounds, and he just ended up having to go to the hospital, and that was it. But the 8th one was from Saturday, I believe it was, or Sunday. And then the other 7 were found today in the 2 different locations. So I had the article, was going to talk about it tonight, but now since he's deceased.
Well, at least he did it to himself, and he didn't make one of those poor cops do it.
Right.
Or he
True.
didn't hit anybody else unless he did, and we just haven't heard about it between Illinois and Texas.
Saving the taxpayers a lot of money.
And they knew that he had done it because there was cameras that had caught the car pulling up and all this and that, and they knew that the 7 people that were all kin, he knew that cops knew that he hung out with those 7 people and dealt with them and all this and that. So I'm pretty sure there will be more information that will come out on that soon. So I can go ahead and exit his article off, since there's really nothing to talk about with that one. Do y'all remember the other night when Avery was on panel?
Yes.
And she had brought up about the Megan Stedman case, and had asked if I had heard about it. You know, the girl that had the RV and she's missing and all this. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know how I missed it, but the boyfriend has been arrested and has admitted that he murdered her.
Wow.
There was an article that came out on January the 17th.
Is he the one that rode around with her for a few weeks?
Yes. Because, you know, when Avery was up here the other night, I'd never heard of the case, so I got to looking into it, and I said I was going to keep up with it. And the motorhome was located in an area, and the cops went there, and all this and that. Well, after that, this article comes out about
What was the name of?
her name is Megan Stedman.
Stedman. Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me grab the thing and I'll pull it up here.
Almost sounds like a porn name.
Yeah, he admitted to it 6 days ago.
Yeah, and I don't remember what night it was that Avery had brought it up.
Oh, yes. I do remember that. Remember, because we were saying, man, those 2 don't look like they match at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what it says. He says, I murdered my girlfriend. She's in the RV. A man allegedly lived with his murdered ex's body for weeks after stabbing her. So the cops have released the worst possible news in their search for a missing woman. Her ex-boyfriend allegedly stabbed her to death and possibly lived with her body for weeks in the RV.
Ugh.
So, and this is the case that they arrested him in Idaho. And I was thinking that eventually his case would be put on the Idaho website.
Oh, yeah.
But it hasn't been put on there yet. But that don't mean that it won't. If it does continue to gain attention, they can put his case on there.
I'm sorry. Did you read Dan's thing?
What is he talking about?
I have no idea. But that's terrible. Oh, what I know. Okay, I think he's talking about this one lady that was drunker than drunk.
Uh-huh.
And they were arresting her, and she was like in a dress and everything, and she was really belligerent and all of that.
She threatened to do it, and they said don't do it. And she did it.
Yeah. You had to have seen it. It's like one of those that Big Al just put on there.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that.
It was horrible.
No, what I put on there was not nearly that disgusting.
No, it's not. But it's along those same lines. It's like, you know.
Okay. All right. So on the rest of the article, it says here, Chris Foley's 42 is being held in the Bonneville County Jail in Idaho on a charge of first degree. If I'm not mistaken, he is in the same jail as Jeremy Best, because I believe that is the county that Jeremy was arrested in also for his crimes. So police in Bozeman, Montana have been looking for the victim, Megan Ashley Stedman, 34, saying that she was linked to a certain RV. That ended tragically on Friday when somebody found a 1973 Dodge RV with no license plate or vehicle identification number, matching the description in Idaho Falls, Idaho, according to the court documents obtained by the spokesman's review. Officers said that they received no answer when they knocked on the RV door and did surveillance while waiting for their Bozeman counterparts to arrive with a search warrant. Before they could arrive, however, police allegedly exited the vehicle. So he says, I am Chris Foley's. According to the reported documents, I murdered my girlfriend. She is in the RV. So he already knew why they were there.
Oh, yeah.
So cops found Stedman's body in the back of the RV, according to the spokesman review. Foley's allegedly claimed that he and Stedman arrived in Idaho Falls on or around December the 22nd, parked the vehicle on the south side of a Walmart on Utah Avenue. 2 weeks before his arrest, he and Stedman got into an argument while parked at the Walmart, he allegedly said. Afraid that she would call the cops because of a no-contact order between them, he hit her in the neck, and I'm changing some words on here just because I don't want YouTube to get too upset with it. Now I gotta find. Okay, so he hit her in the neck and chest with a kitchen knife, intending to murder her. Then he returned to finish. He stabbed her several more times in the upper back when he heard her moving, according to the documents. So Stedman's family reportedly described her disappearance as out of character. She would not have left without communicating with her children and loved ones, especially in light of Christmas and her daughter's 10th birthday on January the 10th. That is sad.
That's crazy.
Michelle, it had the smell. Had
Oh,
to
yeah.
have.
No doubt.
It had to be awful. So Stedman's family described the relationship between her and Foley's in troubled terms. For example, Janelle Ananari, a close friend, said that Stedman called her in a panic during their last conversation. She was trying to leave her ex-boyfriend, according to the Spokane, Washington radio station KXLY. They had been in some type of escalated situation between the two of them, and she wanted to know if I could wire her some money to get cash and come home. The police investigation is ongoing. Bozeman cops asked the public for any information regarding previous sightings of the motorhome between this past December the 15th and January the 12th, or any other information connected to Stedman's disappearance. Idaho Falls officers who are investigating the murder asked for information on Foley's movement between December the 15th and January the 12th. And that's just where they're asking for any information between those two dates. If you know anything, call or email. And it will be that is true. It was old. It probably, if it hadn't been fixed up on the inside, probably wasn't in the best shape.
I mean, it looks like it's a 1975 model. It's old. I don't know how they drove it very far.
Wait, they put hold on. I thought I just seen where the year that they put in it. A 1973.
I was pretty close. I didn't see that. I just guessed.
Yeah, a 73 model. So yeah, it probably wasn't the best shape on the inside, and so it was in with a deceased body in it for no telling exactly how long. It was probably pretty bad in there. It's sad though that it had to come to that when her family's been looking for her. And now they had to find out that she's deceased. And she has kids. Give me 1 second. Get that off my screen now.
You know, I just have to say, I am very thankful that I don't live that lifestyle by the grace of God. You know, there go I.
Yeah, because it's very sad for women who do.
It is.
And it didn't say if the friend sent her any money or where she was at, like where was she supposed to wire the money to. So hopefully the friend can give some more information on that situation that might help them. As a matter of fact, let me.
You know, nowadays we can look up people so easily to find out, you know, if they're a predator or whatever.
Right.
I can't imagine being single and not checking out every guy that asks me out. You know what I mean? It'd be like,
Yeah.
I just don't know if I could do without that. I mean,
No.
but people act like it's no big deal. I mean, I have nothing against people that go to jail and stuff like that. I don't mean that. What I mean is, I mean, circumstances happen and all. But if you have a habitual person that, you know, domestic abuse or whatever,
It's always good to look somebody up.
it really is.
And it's not you being nosy, it's just looking out for your own well
The
being.
best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, if they had a no contact order, what in the world were they doing together?
Well, I mean, if they would have known that they were together with that no contact order, she would have went to jail for that too. If she,
They both would have.
yeah, he would have for sure, but she would have as well if it was,
Right.
you know, if she allowed him to come around, even though.
But see, that's the thing. Your
So wait,
abuser always sweet talks you to come back.
they do. So
Yeah.
so if
Oh,
you
I'll never
have
do it
somebody that
again.
has if she has a no contact order against him,
Mm-hmm.
but then she lets him come around like
She can
Betty
get in
Jack
trouble.
said, sweet talk or
Yes.
what, she can go to jail too.
Yep.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yep.
Yep.
Because the it's a no, and it says in there that, you know, you can't allow the person around you if there's whatever the stipulations is, if it's by phone, by in person, whatever, and if you do so, you will also you're
Both
breaking.
parties.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're breaking it. You go to jail.
Both parties can end up
Yeah.
in jail.
Yeah, I've always thought when it
I
comes
had
to
one against my ex-husband.
two people and there's a domestic order,
Mm-hmm.
that at some point they keep habitually getting in these incidents, that at some point it's both parties' responsibility to get the hell away from each other.
Right.
But they're not, because your abuser is always going to sweet talk you into coming back. Oh, I'll never do this again. You have my word. You have this. And then just it happens again. And then sometimes you end up unalived.
In Megan's situation, for some reason,
It,
when I'm typing in the chat,
it's hard for people to get away from their abuser.
my thing is not, when I'm typing, it's not bringing up my words as I'm typing. What the hell?
Do you have a lag?
I shouldn't, but I could though, because it's been raining here nonstop since 6 o'clock last night.
Oh, we're getting rain too.
I had a horrific lag tonight when I was trying to do my live.
Come Wednesday, we're going to have nothing but rain for 5 days.
That's what it is here. It's supposed to rain for 5 days straight. Like I said, it was supposed to start about 1 o'clock this morning. It ended up starting about 6 o'clock last night, and it has not stopped.
It's going to be in the 70s and nothing but rain.
Yeah, and our road is
in the
horrible. I think ours got up in the 60s today. It actually felt kind of nice outside, but
it was It's a little chilly right now. It's only like 20-some degrees outside.
Oh, that's just a little chilly, y'all.
But after tonight, it's supposed to go up in the 70s, and the lows are supposed to be in the high 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's going to rain.
Yeah, see, to begin with, ours was just supposed to be straight rain. There wasn't supposed to be no storms or not like that. Now, tomorrow is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's supposed to be thunderstorms. And for every single day, the expected rainfall is 1 to 2 inches.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it's going to be here.
Elsie, I saw where Oklahoma was having, they had an ice storm.
Yep.
Last night that came through, and the interstates and all that were really bad.
It's Mother Nature. She doesn't know what she wants.
She's unleashing her fury all at once.
She needs to get it together.
So Missouri got ice too. Yeah, ice is no joke. It's no fun at all. We got the flood bags ready. Score, we're ready. I'm hoping, KK, it doesn't get that bad up here. Because if it does, then they start wanting to shut down roads to build the levees across the roads because of the river. So I'm hoping, because if they do, then it shuts us off from being able to get into town. So that's going to suck if that happens. Elizabeth, I was just looking at the weather thing, and we're supposed to have fog for like the next few hours. Like intense fog, and I think over in Texas is supposed to have it as well. Like the weather, I don't know. It's January, and the weather is just wicked. Sweet Melissa, how are you? I think there was something else that I had wrote down tonight that I was going to ask. Oh, the Scott Peterson case. The LA Innocence Project.
On that?
Do what?
Did you watch Nancy?
No, I didn't. But I had seen where, we was talking about the LA Innocence Project that's now taken over his case. Well, the original Innocent Project people have came out and said that they are in no affiliation with the one in LA.
Yeah, I would. I distance myself from them idiots.
Yes, they did come out. I think that was
chaotic anyway. They're not idiots, but you know what I mean.
Right. And I think that was something that I had seen the other night that I was going to talk about, but I didn't go live that night. But yeah, they had came out and said that they are in no affiliation with the one in LA, that it's a completely different group.
So yeah, Nancy
said she has Nancy said she has absolutely no respect for them whatsoever.
I said, so does that mean that they're like the fake?
I don't know if they're fake. It's just it kind of sounds like, because the impression I got from the LA Innocence Project was that they were affiliated with the original one that we've all heard about, but they were just an LA branch. That's was the impression that I got whenever it first came out, that they have taken over Scott Peterson's case. But apparently that is not how it is. They are in no affiliation at all with each other.
So that's what I'm saying. Are they like trying to be like them and just saying they're with them?
Well, I don't think they have came out and said that they were with them or not. But it seems like what they're trying to do is basically the same thing.
Have you looked up their name?
No, I haven't.
I just wondered if it's the Innocent Project and then the Innocence Project.
Okay, Shay, thank you.
I would look it up.
Oh, hold on. Let me get to a page where I can
Because
still see my
if
screen.
they're not affiliated with the LA, then they're trying to say they are affiliated with the other ones, and they're giving false hope.
Or at least leaving that impression.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
even Nancy didn't distinguish between the two.
That's what I'm saying. Could they? And it's possible that he's not going to get any type of.
Keith Scarlett said it's the Wish version.
But he don't
That
need.
is
Oh my god, that was
that is
funny.
too funny. The Wish version.
He needs to sit his butt in prison right where he's at.
He does. Okay, so the Innocence Project. This is this the LA one? I think I saw where this is from. Hold on. Where the hell are they located at? Okay, so this one says their address is in New York.
So they're not really in LA.
Okay, but let me find the
That's
one.
crazy.
All right, so that website. See, it says March the 19th of 2023. On January the 18th, the Los Angeles Innocence Project filed motion seeking DNA testing and post-conviction discovery on behalf of its client, Scott Peterson. So any and all inquiries about Mr. Peterson's case should be directed to the Los Angeles Innocent Project, a nonprofit organization.
But is it fake or real? Because you know how they have fake news and stuff.
Right.
I was just trying to see
It's
if
a
there was
nonprofit.
like,
It's a 501c3. You should be able to look it up, no
yeah.
problem.
I was just thinking, maybe there was like a very little, not really noticeable change in the name. You know how some people do that sometimes, instead of a C, put an S or whatever.
Yes. Okay, so the one in New York that is saying that they are not affiliated with the one in LA. Now, I know I just saw before I clicked on this that they were a 501. What you call it? Shit, hold on. I got too much stuff popping up. A 501c. But now I need to find the one. Okay, so there's an Innocence Project of Texas.
They're getting that man false hope.
There's one for Florida.
Maybe it's just the state. I wonder if Florida and Texas are affiliated with the one in New York.
You should be able to look it up.
And let's remember, folks, just because they say they're nonprofit doesn't mean the employees don't get paid.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
True.
Look at the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest grifting charity on the planet.
Oh, let's look at the Clinton Foundation.
Well,
Holy moly.
that's just the pedophile foundation.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's look at the Biden Foundation.
It's like, yeah. Some of those nonprofits make so much money, it's like not even funny.
Or should we call it the Hunter Biden Foundation?
We shouldn't go government.
Free crack for everybody.
Okay, so I found. Wait, is this the same website? Hold on. Okay, no, it has a difference. But their websites, the Los Angeles one and the New York one, their websites are hella the same. Wait.
Shape and name is funny.
It's a Hunter Five-Finger
I
League.
like her comment.
Hunter needs a 5-finger death punch.
Yeah.
Donate. Okay, so they do have a place where you can donate.
Of course they do.
But I'm trying to see if there's anything on here about like a 501c. I'm not seeing anything on there about it. on the LA one, anyway.
Well, how can they be nonprofit if they're not a 501c?
Let's see.
I'm sure there's some shady lawyer way around it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Unless I'm missing it. Like, they've got a big, huge blue tab on here that says "Give Now."
It says what?
Give Now.
Oh,
They have another big blue one that says "Donate." Then they have, I'm sorry, those are buttons that you click on. Then they have a tab that you can go to that says "Donate."
Are you on Brittany's page or are you on the? Which one are you on? Oh, I'm sorry. That was highly inappropriate. That was my feelings, not the feelings of this channel. I apologize to everybody who's listening.
Oh my gosh, Big Al.
There is a lot of
We're
give
not
nows and donate nows on here,
Yeah.
but I don't see
So
anything
it's not
about.
It's not subliminal. It's in your face, like do it now.
Yeah, there's a lot on here. I don't see anything about nonprofit, 501c, nothing like that. They have an IG account, they have Twitter, and what is this one? A LinkedIn one. Let's see what they got to say about on Twitter, though. They have something on there. So they're exonerating the wrongfully convicted, freeing the wrongfully incarcerated.
Yeah, okay.
But there's still nothing on here about.
That dude was not wrongfully.
He was not convicted for no reason.
No, I think he's exactly where he needs to be at.
I have a question about that, though. Does anybody know, like, if they do get it to trial or whatever, do you think since the family is pretty much no longer upon this earth that they'll replay some of their testimony? Or
Well,
do
they're
you
trying to
think that
say
they
they
think
have
if they don't
evidence.
have that
If
testimony?
it's a dying declaration, they
Ouch.
can use it. But
Well, I
other
mean,
than that, I'm
think
not
I think even
sure.
with a dying declaration, it depends on who witnesses it.
Exactly.
Right, but I've seen in court before where people are no longer alive and they still use their testimony.
Well, it's depending on whether the judge and the
Exactly.
prosecution lets it be
In
used.
or not, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be
Okay.
fighting for that because her stepdaddy was like torn apart.
And it also depends on what case law is applicable to the situation.
I still don't think he should get out. I don't think he
No.
should have another trial. He's been
No.
convicted. Let his ass rot. That's
Listen,
just my opinion.
they already took him off death row. That's good enough. Now let him just sit there.
I never understood why they took him off there.
I don't either.
Why not leave him on there?
I don't know.
The reality is death row inmates have it pretty cushy.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
They're very cushy in general population when you put somebody in a barrel and throw him in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Probably gets his ass whipped a lot more in Gen Pop than he would have in
I'm
death
sure
row.
he probably does.
Oh yeah, he's protected on death row.
Mm-hmm.
They're one-man cells. They get whenever they go out for their daytime. It's they're by themselves.
Yep. He
So
should stay right where he was.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure right now he's getting beat up every day.
I mean, the thing is, though, if he would have stayed on death row, he probably would have been on there until he was 80 anyway. So
exactly.
So he was on death row and now he's not?
Yeah.
He was at one point.
Kelly,
Kelly,
never mind, you're reading it.
Yeah, Kelly says California no longer has DP. Is that why they took him off?
So is everybody on DP now in Gen Pop?
Did they overturn DP or did they just suspend it?
I think they suspended it.
Because that's what they did in Arizona. I think that was the wording that they used.
Yeah. There's a few states that suspended it. Except for Texas and Florida.
Can you drop the link for Avery?
For who?
For Avery.
Oh, Avery. Okay, yeah, hold on. Let me get back to StreamYard.
In Idaho.
Man, if
They got
Idaho
their.
puts their shit on,
Or did they
if
take it?
they
Did they take it
suspend
off
it,
for him?
people's gonna have a shit fit.
You ain't kidding. I'll be
Or
one
did they
of them.
take it off for him in a effort to
I
have a talk?
I think it was. I forget what they said it was why they took him off.
Shay, I don't think they'll ever take the DP from Texas.
No.
I
Oh
really
no,
don't.
no.
Okay,
They
so when I type in, does California have the DP? It says as of 23rd of January 2024, California still has the DP, but it has not been executed in the state in 17 years. The last execution was January of 2006.
yeah.
That was 76-year-old Clarence Ray Allen was executed by lethal injection at San Quentin. Governor Gavin Newsom imposed a moratorium on executions in 2019 and closed the death chamber at San Quentin.
But see, I think what it is because they have such a hard time getting the lethal injection.
No, it's because
Yeah, it's
because California is a progressive liberal state, and they don't want to carry out executions anymore.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a lot of these states put it on suspension because they can't get the.
Well, that's true. That's why they brought back the shooting.
the
yeah,
firing
but only
squad
certain,
for Idaho. Yeah.
but
But
only certain states
Let's
brought
call
that
it what
back.
it
with
is. The
this,
drug companies don't want to provide the drugs, so they don't. So
get
they
a bad
have no
name,
way to
right?
carry it
Yeah.
out.
But
It does say
as more and more people from California and stuff move to Texas, who knows what it's going to be in the next 20 years.
Right, exactly.
Okay, it does say here that the Committee on Revision of the Penal Code, created by an act of the California State Legislature to review the state's criminal laws, issued a report unanimously recommending that the state repeal its DP in November 2021. So California is one of 11 states that have capital punishment on the books, but that have not carried out an execution in more than a decade. Hey.
Avery, back.
Oh shit! I'm not even on StreamYard. Hold on. I know it's been 84 years.
Yep.
Avery, how are you?
I didn't even say that. I just said I'm here.
I saw I had a comment back there, and that's why I said it. I thought you had put it in there.
I said I'm gonna mess her up because she's gonna think it's gonna say 84 years. I heard you guys talking about the Innocence Project.
Uh-huh.
I know a little bit about it. It's not a 501c. It was
Wait.
founded.
Which one are you talking about? The New York one or the LA one?
Well, they're the same. They were founded.
According to the one in New York, they're not, because they're saying that they're not affiliated with the one in LA that has to do with Scott Peterson's case.
Well, maybe it's just that branch is not affiliated, but they're all a branch off of the same one. They were founded in the Bronx by two attorneys in, I think it was like 92 or 94, and then they branched out to all these different states. And
I saw where they have, whenever I had Googled it, they have like one for Texas, one for Florida.
Yeah, but they're all the same. I mean, it's all the same. The Innocence Project is all the same, and they get their money. So President Biden actually just gave them another $24 million. He split it into the wrongful conviction review grant program and the Kirk Bloodsworth post-conviction DNA testing grant program, and that's where they get their funding from. So they get all their funding from these grants, and they just got another $24 million.
But yet he leaves the borders wide open for them all to come over here and do their.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't trying to get, because I know we don't get political up here, but I was just trying to explain where their funding comes from.
No, you're good with that.
Yeah. So that's what they do, and they break. So they get they get their funding from those grants, and then there's other grants too, but those are their two main ones, and then they break it up amongst the states. I, for one, am completely shocked that they took on Scott Peterson's case, because I've always kept track of the cases that they've worked on. And they've done like a really good job getting a lot of laws and stuff pushed through. Like they really pushed to get all interrogations recorded. That was one of the things that they did. They got this one man who he was, I think he was a preacher or a priest, one or the other. And he was like 8 days away from execution. And they proved that he was innocent by DNA and got him. So I've kind of like always kept up with, what the big cases that they work on. I was like floored when I seen that they picked Scott Peterson's case. So it makes me feel like they have something. They had to have come across something, because otherwise, why would they pick up his case?
That's what I had said the other night. If they go solely off of donations, I don't think they're going to waste their time or their resources to take on a case that they don't have something that they think could help him get off. I don't think their committee wouldn't allow them to do. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking to myself. They're so reputable, and because they do get their funding from these grants that the money is allocated from our government, well, straight from the president.
Mm-hmm.
They're very commendable, reputable. I can't see why they would take his case if they don't have something solid.
What is it, JC?
Mind-boggling.
This team moves to fame.
If they didn't see a very highly if they didn't think they were going to be successful, they wouldn't take a case.
Yeah, that's how it feels to me. It feels like they have to have something.
Well, they better show it.
So you said that New York is saying that they're not affiliated with the California branch.
That's what. Yeah. Well, this is what they said. Wait, hold on.
Well, they're so big now.
Wait, let me go back because I was on the wrong tab. I need to exit off this other one before I start reading the wrong thing. Okay, so it says on January the 18th, the Los Angeles Innocent Project filed motion seeking DNA testing and post-conviction discovery on behalf of its client, Scott Peterson. Any and all inquiries about Mr. Peterson's case should be directed to the Los Angeles Innocent Project, a nonprofit organization, and that it cuts it off. But there was another thing that I had seen the other day on Twitter where they put out a statement that says that they are not affiliated with the one in LA. So I don't know if people were maybe getting it mixed up that the one in New York was the one that took the case, and that's where the confusion was coming in. And so they were like, hey, that's not us, that's them, or what the deal is there.
Yeah, probably so, because simply because they were founded in that area and they've always just been known for, New York, but they're branched out everywhere. So that's what I would think.
Now on Wikipedia, and of course we know that some things on Wikipedia may not be correct.
Wikipedia.
It's Wikipedia. Is Wikipedia.
Look, I always said Wikipedia, so
it's Wikipedia.
It's Wikipedia.
Here we go again with the name.
That is how it is spelled. That is how I will pronounce it.
If the baby was awake, I'd get her to say it. But
that is so right, though.
It is. That's how it's spelled, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Anyway, they have on there that the Innocence Project is a 501c3 nonprofit legal organization that is committed to exonerating individuals who have been wrongfully convicted. But like I said, we also know that some information that is put on there is not always correct. Because
My dog.
anybody can go in there and change information on these pages.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
that,
that's quite
that could be right though,
Yes.
because like Legal Services of Alabama, where my sister works,
Mhm.
they're a 501c, but they get grant money, so it could be both.
Okay.
If they have a donate button.
Oh, girl, they got like a donate, a give now. There's like probably 20 of them on their website.
Oh my gosh.
But then
They just
again,
want everybody-
isn't Black Lives Matter? Aren't they a 501c? I mean, a lot of organizations, I think, they are 501cs, but I do think that sometimes it is for profit. It's just
Allegedly.
fudged. I mean, that's just
they
my
have,
opinion.
okay, so like on the Innocence Project on their homepage, they have a donate button up in the top right corner, and it has a drop down box, and it says donate once, donate monthly, champions of innocence, and then other ways to give. And then there was another page that I saw that had give now. So they have it throughout their websites, of
They
multiple
want your money.
places to give or donate.
Well, they do, a really good thing, especially with all the advancements in DNA and stuff. They've really pushed a lot of things through, and
Right.
I like them. I really like them.
If somebody has been wrongfully convicted, and there is a way that people can prove that they are wrongfully convicted and get them out, then it's a good thing. As long as they're not using it for the wrong thing.
Right.
Getting someone out who should be in jail.
Yeah.
But they're using their organization to get this person out.
Yeah.
And now I can't remember, because it's been so long since Scott and Lacey Peterson case was, that was so long ago. I can't remember, were they doing DNA testing then, or was it all, was it more circumstantial evidence that they...
No, they did DNA testing.
So
it's only been since what, 2002?
2002.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
She
hasn't
said
been that
only. That's like freaking 20. It's like
21 years ago.
Years now.
They were still
22
doing
years
DNA.
now.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how young I was then?
I mean, I was young then too, but
I was too. I was only 21.
Let's go back to that.
I had literally I had just turned 22 that October of that year.
I was only 35.
I was only 8. I was 17.
So I wasn't that old.
It's after midnight. I can't be subtracting to tell you how old I was. I just heard it.
If it happened in 2002, it was at the end of 2002, right?
Yes. December, because it was Christmas Eve
time.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so I had
the end.
So I had just turned 22.
Oh yeah, because Lacey was throwing that Christmas party, remember? Or she had just had the Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when they did DNA testing, what did they have? What did they use against him in trial? Does anybody remember?
I have to go.
Thistle.
So I was 18 by then. Yeah.
I would have to go back and look. I don't remember. But
yeah, I think he did it. I think he's completely guilty, but I would have to go back and look and see exactly what all they had against him, because
that would have been my senior year.
I had a newborn baby, and I had two. I literally within 3 years of age, I had 3 kids. So
yeah,
I remember it happening. I would have to go back and re-look the case over.
Yeah, in 2002, I had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So, and a husband. So it's like 3 kids.
I had my son and my daughter.
Had one of those too.
So yeah, I mean, it would be good, I guess, since his case is coming back up in the news, to go back over it. And
I think it would be interesting to go back over it. I just
Well,
don't think
they
I
it
had
think
a
we're gonna
lot.
find this. I think we're gonna find the same result.
They had
Yeah,
a lot of
because he's
receipts on
guilty.
them too. They had whenever he parked in the marina. They
Yeah.
had
Mhm.
receipts for gas. They had all
Yep.
of these literal receipts. They had first. He said he was golfing. That's what he told his
That's what
father.
he's going to do. Yep.
Then he
he's
said
like,
he was
no, I was
fishing.
fishing, because
And
he knew that they could find out pretty easily that, you know, they have
and then
receipts for
he
everything.
also said about the cement. Remember when he used the buckets to make the
Mm-hmm.
cement
Yep.
things? Yep. Don't even
And
try.
then Lacey shows up
In water.
right where he was
in the
fishing.
water.
And
Yep.
Yeah.
so does Connor, baby Connor.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that was. I remember when they found her, y'all. That was so sad.
Yep.
That was
Awful.
horrible.
I watched the press conference when they had the press conference about it.
Wasn't, how do I say this without being too graphic, but wasn't Connor already separated from her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was remembering that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
had, what do they call it?
I don't remember what they call it, but I know what. Yeah.
I think
Coffin.
it's the gases pushed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So I really,
I mean,
He-
he told Amber he was in Paris whenever there
oh
was
yeah.
a vigil
Yep.
going on. He told all of this stuff. He even told her that his wife was not alive anymore.
Yep.
Oh
But he
yeah.
told her that before she ever went missing, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was, I
He
think,
did.
like a week or so before she went missing.
Yeah.
Or something.
So if that's not
Yeah.
premeditated, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't
And
know
didn't
what.
did he also tell her that it was going to be the first Christmas without her or something?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is right.
Yep.
You know what? I think that movie is on, I think there's a couple movies on Scott Peterson. I
There
might
is.
watch a couple of them to
Yeah,
refresh.
there's
Well,
quite a few of them. Yeah.
And
I mean, I was only
Dean
18
Cain.
when I
Dean
was only,
Cain played him, and I swear the man looked so much like Scott Peterson. You would
Yep.
think that was
It's-
Scott Peterson.
Yeah, it's
himself
kind of
in the
scary how much they did look alike.
and
Yeah.
how much the movie is almost exact of what he's done.
Right.
I always thought that Lacey was just absolutely gorgeous.
oh,
Oh,
And
yeah.
then
Yeah.
I remember when I finally, for the first time, seen, the mistress, Amber, I was
Amber.
like, I mean, no offense, Amber, but
Yep.
you,
I
you
think
don't.
Amber's
She
Amber's
didn't
pretty
do
Hey,
too,
anything
though.
wrong.
Let's be real. She looked ratchet. Okay.
Of course, yeah, I
Yeah.
thought Lacey was just so naturally beautiful.
Right. But
And
that
then,
is usually how it happens. You have a beautiful wife, and then the guy goes with some ratchet ass girl
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
and completely
even
the opposite looking.
Right.
But you have to realize, though, that Amber did a good thing.
She did.
Yes, she did. Yeah. Yeah, she
Recorded
I mean,
did.
she did the
Oh, yeah.
right thing.
She
Yeah.
wanted nothing to do with any of that.
Well,
Yeah.
she should. Well, I guess if she didn't know from the beginning that she was messing with a married man, then
No, because she
Yeah.
thought he wasn't.
yeah. But if she
Yeah.
knew, then
That's
yeah,
why she came forward.
I mean, I'm not trying to bash Amber's looks. I'm just saying that I just always thought Lacey was just very naturally
Pretty.
beautiful. Yeah.
Betty Joe, refresh my memory if you can. Did Amber see him at the vigil for Lacey
I
when
think
he said he was in Paris?
Yeah, because I think the police officer showed her pictures or something, or a
Yeah.
video,
Yeah.
something like that.
I wonder
Well,
how she felt though with him saying, "Yeah, my wife is gone. This is my first Christmas without her. And then there's a vigil, and boom, there he is at his wife's vigil. Like,
Yeah, and I
what was
think
she?
Well, it was then she started turning state's evidence. She recorded
Mhm.
him and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, was it?
Yeah.
She said, because I just remember her, like she was watching it on the news or something, and they said
That's what
something
I
about,
thought.
yeah, and they said
It-
something
And she
about
saw
Scott. And she said they said something about Scott Peterson, and she goes, "Oh my God, please don't let this be the same Scott Peterson."
Yeah, because the
right.
police officer showed her photos of him
Yeah,
at the vigil.
and then she
And
found
that's
out
when
that
she
it
knew it
was the
was.
same Scott Peterson.
Yeah.
I seen
That
this
is
group.
crazy.
I seen this group on Facebook today, and it's called "Are We Seeing the Same Man?" And then it was a dash, and it was Central Alabama, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And then there was like I think like 68,000 members in this group,
Oh, good
and then
Lord.
I started looking. They have them for like all the areas around the U.S. Did you guys know this? So now
No.
you
Of
can
who?
go, yeah,
What
now you
now?
can go and like
Of
go in
who?
these Facebook groups and go post your man's picture and see if anybody else is seeing him.
Oh my God.
It's
Oh,
like, what in the world?
Oh my
I don't have a man.
That
God.
site's gonna cause a lot of people problems.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
I joined it.
I don't have a man, so I'm not worried about it.
I
It's
did.
it's.
Even if not for my own benefit, I might learn some juicy stuff about some people around here.
I mean,
Oh Lord.
that's yeah.
Oh
Because I
my
mean, you
God.
could always find out if there's a guy that's from your area that's doing
And
shit
then
like that to other women.
check this out. In the rules, it says, "Do you promise not to share any information that you see in this group?" And of course, you're gonna check yes,
Right.
but
Right.
everybody's screenshotting that stuff.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, their screenshot game is on point. You know that.
I laugh so hard at that. But yeah, apparently there's groups now like that where you can join because I guess that's just how bad it is with
I'm so glad that
women too. It should be men and women.
I'm so glad that I'm not in the dating scene.
It's. I mean, that's just. It's crazy that
I
they have to set up groups
Girl.
like that, though.
Well,
Oh,
the
come
way
on,
this world
JC.
is today,
It's tons
I'm
of fun. You fall in
no,
love and you get your
Avery,
heart trampled on, and
you
it's
can't
loads of
convince
fun.
me.
I don't
You
know if I could
cannot
trust
convince
anybody,
me.
man.
I mean, I used to want to, but I'm just done with it. And this
Mhm.
whole thing about online dating,
Oh
it's
Lord.
not dating. I'm sorry. It's just I know I'm only, I'm still young and stuff, but call me old school. I don't give a crap. Like I am not into, because I did find a few guys on Tinder, blah blah blah, but they all ended up the same, y'all.
It's too dangerous, though. Honestly.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Scarlett, there was 8 different times that I could have ended up missing.
Yeah, because if y'all remember the guy, where was it? Oregon, Washington State, wanted up in the Pacific
Mhm.
Northwest, that he
Mhm.
was using the dating sites to lure his victims.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's like my husband said, and I don't mean offense to anybody here when I say this, but he's like, you all think you know each other, but you really don't know each other,
No.
Right.
Mm-mm.
you know?
No.
You got to
Very,
run a
We know each other.
background check on
Sit
these
down every day.
people.
very dangerous
There's
situation.
no way I would
Even
ever.
though we like to think we all know each other, and I feel like I know most. I don't think any of you guys up here are playing for anything, but
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
an SK.
right.
I just come here for research.
You
Oh,
what?
just
I said I'm an SK. I'm just here for the research.
Oh, don't say that. Yeah.
Well, I'm crazy as hell. I just come here for the
now we're
entertainment.
gonna always wonder: was he hitting or was he not?
Oh my god.
No,
You.
but people will run with that, though. You know how
Yeah, they
people.
will.
Mhm.
Oh God, I hope they do. I'm due for a new rumor. It's been a while.
I'm as real as it gets. I have nothing to hide.
I don't deal with fake people, and how I am on here with y'all is how I am in real life.
That's
The
how
fakeness is
exactly.
ain't got
You
time.
really do have
That's
to be
exactly
careful.
what I told my husband. I said, when it comes to Scarlett, I know Scarlett's for real.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
not.
no problem telling anybody about themselves.
You really do have to be careful making jokes like that because, like, certain people in our chat thought that I had dated JLR for real. And that,
What?
Oh,
yeah,
you didn't?
Big Al.
I knew he was going to say something.
I was
I'm
just going
coming to
off what I
you,
read.
Bloody Mary, and
Oh,
smack
Oh
you.
my gosh.
I thought y'all were engaged
no, I
Oh,
broke it
Oh,
up. I
at
broke it
one
off
time.
today.
That was Wilby.
Wilby, we
oh,
probably have kids by now.
oh my gosh, you guys.
Y'all are
But there
too
was really people, well, one person for sure in our chat who really thought that I was with JLR, and I'm like, oh my God. You have to really be careful joking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially about that.
But I wasn't joking about
Backstage,
being
Al.
crazy as shit, so.
Al backstage.
Mm.
Yeah.
You never
You
know.
poor man. You know, yeah, I
It was
think you've
quite
got that
short-lived.
case. I think
Avery.
you've got
Unfortunately,
that case.
unfortunately,
Oh,
I've
Big
ridden
Al,
bulls for longer.
I have to,
Mm.
you know what, Big Al, I have to end this relationship right now. I cannot have
Fine, we're
those
done.
sloppy seconds. I
Fine, we're
cannot.
done. We're done. Fine.
Just that
Oh my.
easy for you.
Give me my keep.
Okay,
She'll mail
Avery.
it to you.
Avery. Right when you said that, I had taken a drink of Coke.
Oh my God. Poor Scarlett.
Are you
Did
okay?
it come out your nose, Scarlett? Did it
I'm
come out your
okay,
nose?
but it was one of those situations where you have to hold it in your mouth because
Right.
to keep from laughing or yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
going
it went
everywhere.
up your nose.
No, it didn't go up my nose,
Oh.
but right literally when she said that, I was taking a drink. I was not expecting that.
Sure, it didn't go up your nose, Hunter. Sure, it didn't.
Oh my God. I often wonder if JLR has ever heard that he's in a relationship with me. I
Hmm.
just think that's so funny. I
I
can't
know
believe
he's
Big Al just gave up on me so easy. You
Yeah.
were all witnesses.
No, that's
Yeah,
time
he's
to
like,
move on.
okay, whatever, I'm done.
It's
Yep.
time to move
Give my
on.
key back.
Now we
Oh,
have to exchange keys again.
Huh?
Poor
I changed it last week.
Well, I changed the code
oh my gosh.
okay.
and
Hold on,
can't
y'all.
remember it, so I can't lock my door.
Yeah, well, in your honor, I put it at 5150.
Hey, how'd you know that was my code?
But
Um,
seriously, I wonder what they think they have to get him off.
That
I
would be
really wonder
extremely
too.
interesting to know.
wasn't it something
Yeah,
to do with DNA or something like that?
It's got to be something to do
I
with
don't know
DNA.
that I ever heard, but it has to be something like that.
Well, if they're petitioning for DNA testing, it's got to be.
Well, he ain't getting no court. He ain't getting no new court date. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, honestly.
You know, he's probably safer in prison than he
Yeah.
would be on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are still people that, you know,
Out there
yeah.
that might. Yeah.
You see what Vapor said?
Mm-mm.
Avery,
Oh,
it's
Vapor.
universal when it comes to you.
Vapor.
I can't
It's
see
universal.
anything
Oh
because my
no.
damn chat is frozen. Bitch.
Vapor, he can talk like that to me from across the United States. 'Cause I can't get it.
Literally across the
Be
United
nice,
States.
or I'll post your nudes.
Oh God, please not again. Already been through that.
Hold on.
Avery. Accidentally.
I don't have the money this time to
I don't know. Lady
get
V got
myself
you
out
that
of it.
night. Lady V got you that night.
Which
Or
night?
the night that
Don't remind her.
What night? What
the
I
night
do?
that whenever she
I
said
remember
that you
that.
had that picture up as your avatar
Oh, that was so messed up. I almost had a heart attack.
I know.
And it was
That
so
was
fun.
It
so
was
bad.
funny. It really
That was so
was.
fun.
You know, I had forgotten about that.
You keep saying that. Forget it again.
Didn't I fall off the panel just because I thought I didn't even
Yes.
No,
look?
no,
Yeah.
you didn't. You
Before the
didn't.
words came out of my mouth.
You didn't fall off. You just threw
You
yourself
just
off.
Yeah.
threw yourself
Yeah.
off.
Like,
You took.
bye.
You got a running start and you ran and you jumped off.
Because that'd be
Gone.
my luck. I'd come up on the panel and hit the wrong button. I had my spectacles on and I had
Have
to
you
do
ever?
some.
Do you know what one of those long jump skiers are? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how they go like down the steep hill and then it like shoots them out real far and they see
Yep.
how far out. That's what you. That's how you.
Yeah.
That's what she
You threw
did.
yourself off
Exactly.
right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but it was fun.
Yeah, she didn't even get to finish saying her sentence. Avery was gone.
Fun times.
Oh goodness.
And I was still trying to figure out, no, that's the same picture that she's always had. Wait, what the hell is Lady B talking about?
She just threw herself off for no reason.
I don't do that stuff very often. But man, you just laid yourself out flat for that one.
Oh, that was mean.
No, it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, it was mean, but it was hilarious.
Yep.
It was funny once I realized it wasn't true.
The sad thing is you had to think about it.
You guys.
It was funny.
JC, it was believable because I had accidentally sent a nude to
I
another
know.
creator by accident in Facebook Messenger,
Yeah,
and then I was trying to delete, and the damn thing wasn't deleting, and I was screwed.
And Lady B said it with such like seriousness in her voice.
Yeah,
Like she wasn't laughing or anything. Big Al, thank you so much for gifting that membership. That was very nice of you. And Miss Ninja got it.
Oh, Miss Ninja. I wonder who that is.
I don't know.
Avery, look at back chat.
Okay.
She's so new, man.
I have to keep an eye on Miss Ninja with her shenanigans.
Oh gosh, Miss Ninja, join Facebook and learn what Facebook Reels are, and oh good Lord, you know how when you first learn about something, and you just share, man, she's had me looking at more hot men than I can count on both hands.
Oh my.
One video after another.
Oh Lord.
Yep.
So you two just need to keep that between you two.
Well, there's the
Yes.
firefighters and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wait, y'all. Where did I had an article pulled. Hold on. I had an article pulled up here about the Kansas City fans that Shay had sent, and I guess I clicked off of it whenever I had to redo.
Go back to
Yeah, I was going to say, are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, she had sent the article. It's an Inside Edition article, but like I said, I had it pulled up and then my chat froze, so I had to click off of it so I could redo my YouTube chat.
Okay, have you guys heard that there was another person involved?
No.
I wouldn't doubt it. Nobody believes that that's true.
Another person involved in what?
I'm not even sure what you guys are talking about.
The Kansas City thing?
You haven't heard about the 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans that was at the friend's house watching a football game and they died? Yeah, that's what it was.
So there's an update.
Well, I heard there was another guy there that left at like 11:30 that night.
Huh.
Shay had sent me an Inside Edition article that I'm trying to get pulled back up here. Okay, I think I've got it now because I had it up and then I had to click off of it. Can everybody see that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta scroll all the way back up. So it says, Casey man unaware of search efforts for 3 friends whose bodies went undiscovered in his yard for 2 days. I just don't know if I believe that, y'all.
I
Just don't see how,
Wait.
especially if he
Like, you
moved
don't
out
believe-
while they were still there. How could he
I
not?
have
When
hard
did it
time.
become 2 days? I thought it was overnight. Now,
No, it was 2 days.
really? It's been 2
Yeah,
days?
it was. They were
It's
okay.
always been
So
2
they
days.
went and watched the game on January the 7th. They were
Right.
found in the backyard on January the 9th.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, crap. I thought it was
Yeah.
just overnight. That's what I was
No.
saying the
And
other day, that maybe they just, bought a little smoke that maybe was laced with something and
No,
overdosed. I didn't realize it was 2 days.
and
the
their
fiance had to
family
go over there, bust down the door.
and see, the thing is, some of the family members had reached out to the guy who owns the house and lives there and sent him messages on Facebook Messenger. They said one of the brothers or the dad of one of the guys went over there beating on the door. The guy was at home, but he never came to the door. Well, then a fiance of one of the guys went banging on the door and she didn't get an answer, so she broke into the house.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And she saw one of the guys on the back porch deceased, so she called 911. A cop showed up like 10 minutes later, and then here comes the guy from upstairs that lives in the house. He comes downstairs in his boxers with a glass of wine in his hand, claiming that he didn't know that they were that people were looking for the friends. He
hear
knew.
her.
Yeah, he didn't hear nobody, at the door. He knew that the cars were out parked in front of the house, but it wasn't unusual for for friends to leave their cars there and all this and that.
I'm wondering if they were doing something just a little bit more than watching the game.
I
They
mean, it's a
were.
possibility, but
They-
I think that it's weird how all three of them
Yeah,
died,
so they're
not
gonna
just
leave
one
Yeah,
or two.
their
It was
yeah.
car and
all
walk
three of
home.
them.
Yeah,
I mean, my
So-
common
Leave their
sense.
cars
My
and
common
walk.
sense is saying they were doing more than drinking.
So,
Well,
are they
doesn't
waiting on
matter. I mean,
toxicology?
so what do you
Yes.
think? They just left
Yes.
their cars there and walked home?
That's what don't make sense. That there was two of the cars were there. Apparently, one of the guys missed the road with another guy, but there was two cars that was there, parked in front of the house. I'm assuming on the side of the street. The guy who lives there didn't think anything about it. Didn't know that they were being looked for. People coming banging on his door. Woman breaking in his house. Like, he didn't know none of this was going on until the cops showed up.
Until the cops showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm wondering if they were like doing just a little bit more than watching the game, drinking,
Well, yeah.
and maybe
I
he
had
left
I
to
had
walk
read
home.
Well, they say those Chiefs fans, they kind of get a little broke back.
Hey. Hey.
I had read where I believe it was one of the family members had said that they think that he might have poisoned them.
It's a good possibility.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that, we got to wait for the
He's
tox reports to come out.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
a
like Kansas
scientist that
City.
is trying to cure HIV. Do you think maybe he might have tried out one of those things on them? That's my wonder.
Wait, what about HIV? I didn't hear all
He's
that.
a scientist.
Yeah,
and
he's trying to
he's
find a
trying to
cure for it.
cure HIV.
Oh,
But I don't know why. If
I
he,
didn't hear that part, but I did hear
Tell
that he
him
was a
to give
chemist.
Fauci a call. He's got one.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know.
but why would he try that out on three friends if they didn't
Who
have
knows?
it? You see what I'm saying? What good's it
I
going to do
know,
if they
but
don't have it?
yeah, but I mean, who knows?
wow.
I don't know. I don't like Kansas City Chiefs. They're
But
crybabies.
Excuse me.
they're not
Now, that's
looking.
my hometown. That's my hometown team, and
I
I
didn't
do
say
follow
home.
it this time
I
of
just
year.
said the football team.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not looking at it as a homicide, right?
No, they're
100
looking at it as a death investigation.
Yes, 100%. It is not at this time being looked at as a homicide.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
How can it
It
not
could be a
be?
homicide.
It's like, okay, so
Look out.
if it was one
Stop.
guy, that would be one thing, but three guys.
It's
stayed
weird that
out
it's
there
three guys.
until- yeah.
And they were outside.
Yeah.
And it's cold in
And-
Kansas City. So.
And all he could say was that his three friends froze to death.
Were they like
Yeah.
in the same area outside or
One was
spread
on the
apart?
one was on the back porch, and the other two were in the yard.
Yeah, out in the yard.
As long as,
Like
they, were
just
in a, as long as they
laid?
were in a circle.
Like
Yeah.
just laid out in the yard?
Yeah.
From what I understand, yeah. Because when the fiance of one of the guys broke into the house, saw the guy on the back porch, she calls 911. Police get there, she shows
And
them
then
the guy, and then they go out looking,
in
and
the
they find the
yard,
other two
in the
in the
yard.
backyard. Yeah.
But we don't
Scarlett,
know if they were like sitting in chairs or laid on the ground or like we
Yeah,
don't know anything like
yeah,
that yet.
it hasn't give any of that information out. And basically, I mean, honestly, all we can do right now is just wait on the tox report and the autopsy report to come out to say, if they found anything. I'm pretty sure there'll be alcohol. They were watching the game. Pretty sure there'll be alcohol. There
There's going to
might.
be
Scarlett, Shay is begging you to read the article.
there's going to be other stuff too.
Okay, yeah, I'll read the article. I
She
probably
says it
won't
will
play the
answer a
clip.
lot of what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Shay.
All right. So this says a lawyer for
Say the
Jordan.
name.
A lawyer
Sorry.
for Jordan Willis tells Inside Edition Digital that he does not know the timing or manner of their deaths, nor does he know how or when they exited his house. He had no knowledge that they remained in his backyard. So a Missouri man thrust into the spotlight after his 3 friends were found deceased in his backyard 2 days after they were last seen by family members, is speaking out through his attorney. The lawyer for Jordan Willis tells Inside Edition Digital that his client had absolutely nothing to do with the deaths of 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McGeeney, whose bodies were discovered on January the 9th at the home Willis rents in Kansas City. A spokesperson for the Kansas City Police Department previously told Inside Edition Digital, that there was no obvious signs of foul play observed at or near the crime scene, and stressed that this is 100% not being investigated as a homicide, which could change once the tox reports come out. So a spokesperson for the KCPD also said that there have been no arrests or charges in connection to the deaths, and noted that no one had been taken into police custody. The 3 men arrived at Willis's house on Saturday, January the 7th, sometime after the night's football game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas, was it the Raiders? I thought it was somebody else that were playing that night.
I thought it was the Chargers.
I thought it was Los Angeles.
The Chargers, yeah.
I don't watch the Chiefs.
It was Kansas City and the Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Chargers.
All right. So after the game had concluded, Persino said the game, which saw the Chiefs defeat the Raiders, ended at approximately 9 p.m. What happened next remains a mystery to everyone, including Willis, according to his lawyer. Jordan had absolutely nothing to do with their deaths, Persino said in that statement to Inside Edition Digital. He does not know the timing or the manner of their deaths, nor does he know how or when they exited his house. He has no knowledge that they remained in his backyard or that they needed medical attention. When asked to clarify his statement, Persino says that the 3 men were still at Willis's home the night when his client went to bed. So Paserno also said in his statement that Willis did not know about the efforts of family or friends to locate the men in the days before their bodies were discovered in his yard. 2 people came to his house. However, he did not hear them as he sleeps with earbuds in and a loud fan. One of the people, the wife of one of the deceased, tried to reach him via Facebook Messenger. Unfortunately, he did not see the message until after police contacted him. And while their cars of 2 of the men were parked outside the home, they were not parked in the driveway. Willis did not notice the vehicles, his attorney said. Okay, so my bad. I thought that it said that he did notice them. So it would not be unusual for his friends to have left their cars there overnight. A spokesperson for the KCPD said last week that police officers spoke with a resident at house after they arrived at the scene on January the 9th. Paserno confirmed in his statement that Willis was home when police arrived and said that his client allowed him into the house, told them all he knew, and voluntarily consented to a search of his home. As Inside Edition Digital previously reported, police were called to the scene after the fiance of Clayton McGeeney broke into the home on the night of January the 9th. 2 women who knew the men says McGeeney's fiance made the decision to break in after seeing the men's cars parked outside. Those friends also said that Willis and most of the men had been friends since high school, which Paserno confirmed to Inside Edition Digital. McGinney's fiance then called police after finding the body on the porch. The KCPD spokesperson said police then discovered the two bodies in the backyard, classified the case as a death investigation, said the KCPD spokesperson. McGinney's fiance was shocked to learn that Willis was home when police arrived, according to the two women who knew the deceased. She is among the loved ones in search of answers, which many hope will come after the medical examiner's report is released. So is Willis. Jordan is aware of how his friends died, said Paserno in a statement to Inside Edition. Like the rest of us, Jordan is anxiously waiting the results of the autopsy and the tox report. This past weekend was a difficult one for the friends and family. Services for Johnson, McGinney, and Harrington were held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, respectively. Hold on, y'all. Somebody's pulling up in my driveway at like 1 something in the morning. I'll be right back.
Anyway, it was January 7th. They played the Chargers.
Hey, can somebody answer me a question? So, like yesterday, my husband we don't like watch every football game or anything, and God knows I am not brainy when it comes to football. But they had a game on between the Buffalo Bills and
Kansas City.
Yeah, on before they had the other game up. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Last night, let's see, January 7th, it was just a regular season game. So right now,
y'all, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all just go ahead and continue talking.
So
right now they're playing in the playoffs.
Right.
Kansas City played the Bills last night, and
so they played the game before that during regular season.
Yeah, regular.
So it was a rerun.
No, regular season ended in the last week. I mean, in January on January 7th. Now they're in the playoffs to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So Kansas City played the Bills last night. And
yeah, but what about the one they played before that
the
game?
Chargers.
That was the Chargers. That was the one where the guys went missing, or where the guys.
No. They played
January 7th. They played the Chargers, knocked the Chargers out of the playoffs.
Oh, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is Sunday they had a game between the Bills and the Chiefs.
Right. That's the playoff
in the
game.
day.
That was the playoff game.
No, this was, and then okay, so like 2:30 or whatever, 2:00, 2:30, they had this game with the Buffalo Bills. And then after that, then they had another game with the Buffalo Bills. That was like the playoff ones, but
it was probably a different time zone is why they had it played,
No, because it was different ball game. I don't know. I'll figure
they
it
played Kansas City played in Buffalo.
Okay, I'm back.
Right. And so they played
in different time zones. They have the different time. Like here, it came on last night at 8:15.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying was two completely different games, both with the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City.
One of them was a rerun then.
Okay.
One of them was probably from an earlier time.
Okay.
Earlier date.
Asking.
Yeah, that's probably.
Thank you,
guys.
You were probably watching on the day they delayed the game because of the snow in Buffalo.
No, they didn't
week
delay
before
it.
Was so bad they couldn't play on Sunday. They had to push it to Monday.
No, they did not delay it.
And they showed the week before they did.
No, they
showed a rerun on Sunday and ended up playing on Monday. The week before.
No, they played that Sunday.
Yeah, they did.
They
there was so much snow in the stadium at Buffalo the week before.
Yes,
they could not
I know.
play on the scheduled date Sunday. They were paying people $20 an hour to shovel it out. They had another whiteout blizzard night.
What are we even talking about?
So they pushed the
Football.
game to Monday,
Oh.
and that's why they were talking about the Bills had less 1 day of rest the game yesterday.
Isn't that when they played the Steelers?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Monday.
Yeah, that was the Monday
And
night
on
game.
Sunday, being that they delayed the game, they showed a rerun because I pulled it up. I said, "What the hell is
that's what
this
I
right
was
here?"
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I was.
Yeah, that's
thinking.
what you
Well,
saw.
yeah, they'll show like the week before game.
Yeah, they showed that on the
Before they
Sunday they
show-
were supposed to play, but the game was played on Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll show you the week before the games, like
Okay, I didn't know they did
from where
that.
they played, like before.
Well, they just had to put something in because the actual game was postponed till the next day, and so they showed whatever rerun they showed. I remember it because I flipped over and I thought, "What the heck is this? This ain't right."
Yeah.
And they
Well-
played in Kansas City on the first one, and then they played in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I
That-
think it might have been from a year during the regular season, possibly.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
regular
remember.
season. I watch football all the time, so.
They just had to fill the time somehow.
Yeah,
But now it's going to be Kansas City playing Tampa Bay, and then the Ravens playing the 49ers to see who goes
the
to Super Bowl.
Ravens play Kansas City, and
No,
49ers play.
no.
Okay, no
Detroit.
arguing.
The
No
49ers
arguing. I
play
just asked a
Baltimore,
question. I didn't
and
want
the
to.
Kansas City
49ers are AFC or NFC?
Okay, Shay. Sorry, y'all. I was asking her about a news clip she's wanting me to play.
I think the Ravens play Kansas City. They're AFC, and NFC is 49ers and Detroit.
Yeah, the 49ers is NFC.
No, it's the 49ers and the
Detroit
Ready,
play.
Joe.
They're NFC.
No,
And
Detroit.
AFC is the Ravens and Kansas City. I
And the
think.
49ers.
I'm pretty
and the-
sure about 100%, but
All right, y'all. Let me play this because I might have to end the live here in a few minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and play this because Shay had sent it to me. Okay. Is it pulled up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't see it to begin with. Okay. All right. Everybody on panel mute while this is playing. It's only...
The Lions play the 49ers.
yeah, Chiefs play the Ravens, and the Lions play the 49ers.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody
First
on...
and
Oh, son
foremost.
of a bitch. Could y'all hear that while it was playing?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear Ashley.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, everybody mute while it's playing. And it's like I said, it's only about 6.5 minutes long.
Your client, Jordan Willis, is he free and clear tonight, or is he still facing some kind of potential criminal exposure?
There was never any criminal charges. There is no case. The police have stated that this is not a homicide investigation, and they do not suspect foul play.
So he could do an interview. You'd be fine with him doing a TV interview because you now feel confident he has no concerns ahead of him.
He could do an interview if he chose to. As I advised him, as I advise all my clients, that he shouldn't say anything at this time until the investigation has been concluded.
I'm so curious about what could have possibly happened, as are so many people watching right now, as I'm sure you are, and potentially even. Do you know from speaking to your client, were there drugs involved with the party, the football watching party that night?
There are some things that I'm not going to be allowed to comment on based on confidentiality reasons. There were, in addition to the 3 gentlemen that are deceased, in addition to Jordan, there was one other individual that was present in the home. And I'm not going to comment on anything about the activities that were going on there other than the fact that they were there and they were socializing after the Chiefs game.
It's interesting, though, that you would bring up that there was another person there other than the 3 who died, the owner of the home, and then this mystery man after the question I asked about drugs. Is there a reason for that?
No, just in fact, I learned a little bit more about this other individual today. And I also, it's my understanding that he spoke with police as well, and that he supported what Jordan told law enforcement and what we believe actually was going on at the time.
Has that fourth man and Jordan, have they spoken together since this tragedy unfolded?
I don't believe that they have.
And yet it's your understanding that this fourth mystery person, whose name I hope will surface soon, his account of what happened that night is directly in correlation with Jordan's account.
Sure, and he's not a mystery person. He's one of the group of friends that they watch the game with. He's known to everybody. He's known to law enforcement. So he's not a mystery person. He's somebody there. And essentially, from my understanding, everything that he told the police is in line with what Jordan told the police, even though they were interviewed separately.
I'm so glad he's not a mystery person. What's his name?
I'm not going to provide his name. If and when he chooses to go public and say his name, then he can do that. He's not my client. I don't represent him. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Okay, I understand. Did your client ever leave the home from Sunday night and the football game until Tuesday when they discovered the bodies in his backyard? Did he ever leave and go outside the home?
No, I don't believe that he did. He's self-employed. He works out of his home. He stayed in the home the entire time from, the basic scenario is they had watched the Chiefs game in a couple of different places. They went back to his place, his home afterwards to play some video games and hang out. And at some point during that process, he got tired and he fell asleep. Before he fell asleep, they were going to leave. He actually escorted them to the door, said their goodbyes, opened the door. He went back on the couch and he crashed. And then when he woke up, they were gone. And during the day and a half that occurred, 2 days, I guess, because the police came at around 10 o'clock on Tuesday to his house, he was doing the things that he normally does inside of his home. And that he was sleeping, he was eating, and he was working.
Can I back up? Yeah, can I back up for a moment there? Are you saying that your client, Jordan Willis, escorted the three victims to the door? He showed them to the door. Did they walk out the door?
It's not that formal, Ashley. He didn't escort them. They're his friends. Okay. They've been together all day. They're leaving the house. They're guys. They shake hands. They hug. See you later, bro. Whatever they did. But he left them as they were leaving the home. It's not unusual for him and his friends to spend time in each other's homes. It's not unusual for them to hang out when the other person isn't there even. And in this case, he was there. So for whatever reason, they either came back in the home or they went directly to the backyard. That part, no one knows the answer to. Jordan believes they came back in the house and hung out for a while and continued to play video games. And at some point, they went outside in the backyard.
But to be clear, those three men left the house. Jordan saw them leave the house.
He said goodbye to them. He laid down and he crashed and they went out the front door. Yes.
They went out the front door. He witnessed them leaving the front door of his house.
Sure. Yeah. After he said goodbye to them, he was hanging out. He went back on the couch and he slept. So at some point, they decided either to come back inside the house and hang out for a while, or they went out on the backyard and hung out, which due to the cold temperatures, I don't believe that's the case. I think they probably came back inside and continued to play video games and hang out for a while before they left.
Can you just tell me if there's anything in the backyard of interest? Is there a fire pit? Is there a barbecue? Is there something of interest in the backyard that would have drawn them to go there?
I don't know what's in the backyard. I've never been to the house. What I know is what you know from these pictures here. It was a really cold night, so I doubt that anybody would be out there socializing. Typically when guys are hanging out or people are hanging out at the house, people will go outside randomly to smoke or do whatever, get some fresh air, and then come back in. Other than that, I can't speculate about what else was going on out there.
So fascinating. John Paserno, I hope you'll come back. And can you just formally put a request into your client, Jordan Willis, that we'd really like to interview with him when he's ready?
Sure. And, he's as much in the dark as you are and as I am. And we all want answers to find out what happened to these lifelong, two of them he went to high school with. So he's known them for over 20 years. They're his friends. He's deeply hurt by their passing, and he wants answers as much as everyone does.
It's heartbreaking for these three families as well. I really appreciate you talking to me tonight. Thank you, John.
Good. All right. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you for watching.
All right, y'all. Hold on, let me get this off. Okay, I hate to end it here, but something has come up and I've got to end the live early, but I wanted to let that video finish playing out. I did miss some of it, but I'll go back and listen to it tonight, and maybe we can pick it up tomorrow night from that video and go over it.
Well, I hope
Okay.
everything's okay.
Hope
That no
everything's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
good. Just like I said, something's came up and I gotta go take care of it now. So
Okay.
All right. Good night,
All right.
guys.
Have
all
a
right,
good
I
night.
love you all. Thank you all so much for coming up.
Bye bye.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Y'all have a
Thank
good
you
night.
for having us.
Oh, for sure.
Good night.
Will be. Have a good night. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Like I said, we will pick this up tomorrow night with this video, and I will talk to you all later. Vapor, have a good night. Michelle, you have a good night as well.